Hello there, everyone, and welcome to the show that climbs the vampire castle to recuperate the neoliberal something buzzwords, otherwise known as Kristi and Kev's Happy Hour. I'm Kev, she's Kristi. Sup?
Sup? I was wondering where that was going. It suddenly had a vampire turn, which I was not expecting. So, wow.
That's a thing that a pretentious person on the internet says, and it doesn't really mean anything. We'll get to him.
Oh, which part? Which part of the thing are we talking? The nonsense? Yeah, we'll get to that part. Anyway.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know. Well, I don't know that they use that term specifically now, but it's one of those things that shows them to be a fart huffer.
Yes, and a fart huffer. A fart fuffer. I like that.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what a fart huffer is.
I think you just said it. So if you said it,
huffer. I said huffer. How
I
dare
heard
you?
fuffer. In the chat, hit F if you heard
get your
Kevin
fucking
say
ears
fuffer.
tested, woman. Jesus.
Pretty sure it was fuffer. Anyway, so we've got silly YouTube dramas because the world is awful and horrible and we all need a break from it because it's relentless.
Well, I tell you what I needed. 2020's gone so well so far. I thought, why not resurrect the career of a fascist?
Well, yeah, that's... Or look up unfortunately vague images for your video that result in eye-blinding images now.
I've seen lots of old man cock in the last few days.
Setting you up.
I won't go into it. It's not related to the stuff we're talking about tonight, but it's a thing. Oh, we're getting F's.
You did say heart fuffer. I absolutely...
No, but we're getting F's, as in the chat, lots of F's means the stream isn't working or something?
No, it's because I said press F if you heard fart fuffer.
Oh, well, don't do that, because F means it's fucking... choose any other letter.
I knew what it meant. If you had been listening to me instead of talking over me, maybe you would have known what it meant too.
Oh, Kristi, just shut up. Women talk too fucking much as it is.
And
let
we
the
run
white man
everything.
speak, for God's sake.
Yeah, so the world is awful, so let's make fun of MythCon.
Yeah, MythCon. I mean, I always made the joke when they started inviting the shitlords, who are they going to invite next? Maybe Richard Spencer. They didn't quite go that far, but nearly.
They brushed past the... They got close to fashy.
Indeed. As you can see on the screen, Milo Yiannopoulos. Do you remember him? He used to have a career.
And then he got relegated to trying to glom onto Sargon of Akkad events by showing up and accidentally getting some milkshake thrown at him and absolutely nobody noticing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how irrelevant he is.
All I'll say is he had a career until Kev stepped in. Just saying.
Yeah, yes.
My tiny...
It was the start. It was the start of the end. It was the beginning of the end.
Indeed, yeah. Well, you don't fuck around with Kev.
No, you don't fuck around with the Kevster.
Indeed. Anyway, so they've invited Milo Yiannopoulos. Now, that in of itself is not that noteworthy because who gives a fuck?
Yeah, it's a right-wing conference anyway.
Milo.
They LARP at being moderate, seeing things from both sides, but it's basically a bubble with some, what is the term beards? Is that more generally applicable now that it doesn't just exclusively reside in the gay community to mean someone to cover up your actual, you know what I mean?
Yeah, indeed.
Yes.
So I think it's worth just refreshing our memory as to the kind of person Milo Yiannopoulos is.
Oh yeah, let's take a walk down Poison Memory Lane.
Yeah, he's
what's when he was 2013, 2011?
What was that, sorry?
When did he kind of start being a total shitbag, like in the public eye?
Oh, well, around Gamergate, just before, just around the time of Gamergate, so like 2014, 15. Because before that he was anti-gamer, but he's
that's right.
Was pretty good at the grift for a brief
but that
period.
Wasn't making money enough.
Indeed, he's certainly at the very least Nazi adjacent. He's a very far right guy. Emails.
Oh, he was seen with Richard Spencer. Sorry, doing Zeke Hiles in an audience, right? When he was singing a song, people were Zeke Hiling.
Indeed, he was. Yeah. And like I say, emails were leaked of his, which show him to be a Nazi, basically, even though he's part Jewish. Go figure. He's also a homophobic homosexual. So, I mean, and a racist who loves black dick. His words, black dick.
You're quoting here.
I don't think he admits to being a racist necessarily, but he constantly goes on about loving black cock. Now, that's fine if you're into that sort of thing. You don't have to mention it every 5 seconds.
Yeah, but he does it to be provocative.
Have to.
He doesn't.
Exactly. And it doesn't make you not racist because you suck black dick.
Yeah.
That's not really how it works, Milo, you sad fuck. Anyway, so yeah. Nasty racist, made fun of victims of child sexual assault. Still to this day, hasn't recanted his claim that he knows of a pedophile priest who had abused him, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I mean, I don't know what to believe from him at all at this point, but he claims that happened and that priest is still active as a priest to this day, potentially raping further children. He could potentially stop that by going to the police. Hasn't done so. Yeah, has made fun of victims of child sexual assault, and then played the victim when he got called out on it, and eventually shit canned by the Reagan battalion using a little bit of my video and lots of other people's videos to take him down and to get him deplatformed from CPAC.
CPAC. Yeah, he was going on book tours. He had doxed a trans student at UW
Indeed.
Milwaukee.
Well, I even forgotten. Not just is he doxed a trans student, and is indeed very, very transphobic, claiming that all trans people are mentally ill. Which is interesting. If, say, like a non-binary person were to go and talk to him, that would be terrible. But anyway, a really, really transphobic individual, and of course, to add just the kind of the cherry on top of the shit cake. He went to a university in America to specifically point out illegal immigrants in the crowd to try and dox them to get them thrown out of the country.
And he was making lots of money from all this. Selling books, charging people for shit, all left, right, and center. Not politically, just every direction. Yeah, he was riding high. And then the whole CPAC thing, they couldn't stomach his defense of pedophilia, and he had to make a public apology. He lost his book deal, which was a shit book anyway, and he pretty much disappeared into obscurity. His various sources of income withered away. He was relegated. He was kicked off Twitter. He was relegated to some, I don't know, other online thing where he had like 2,000 people. He complained about his following. He can't make any money, and he was basically like, people had forgotten. People had moved on from Milo, really.
But there are some people who are better leftists than you and I, Kristi,
yes.
Who maybe are going to maybe try and Frankenstein this corpse of a career, bring it back, and not just platform, but talk to this person in a way that they agree with them. We'll get onto that. And do you know what would be even better? If that was moderated by another fascist.
Yes. Because that would definitely make it exactly the kinds of conditions that they had for the Thomas Smith Sargon discussion, which is what they've always been trying to recreate ever since.
Yeah. I think Vadim put it quite nicely on Twitter earlier when responding to all this. He said that having Lauren Chen moderate this debate is like having Ted Cruz moderate presidential debate. Good luck with that.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's a total setup. It's a total right-wing setup.
Yeah, but I mean, some people love a good grift, don't they?
Oh.
But they're better leftists. Better leftists. It must be remembered, right? Better leftists than Kristi and I, obviously.
Yes.
And certainly better than Kristi with an E, Winters, whoever she is. That's some deep lore. You have to know you have a lore for that one. Anyway, so basically, let's not beat around the bush anymore. Peter Coffin's a fucking scumbag.
Yeah. I mean, he's basically helping to blow life back into Milo. That was an unfortunate choice of words that I only realized after the word blow left my lips. But also,
I'm not digging you out of the hole. You can fucking dig yourself.
I'll just do a sidestep by saying I see Orion in the chat says they canceled my book as the best tweet/Facebook post ever.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Oh,
it's beautiful. Makes me laugh. It's so simple, so beautiful. Anyway, shall we take a look at what
the Mythcon?
Peter?
Yeah, well, first let's look at the lineup.
Or do you want to look at what Peter? You can look at Peter, you can look at Mythcon. Kristi, the floor is yours.
Okay, well, we've got it already set up on my screen. So quickly, let's just do the whole context to sort of show the shit show that Peter is putting himself in the middle of. Because you might think, oh, it's Peter Coffin, but they're going to have like a balance of people from the left and the right, right? No. Okay, so a few things just about the event itself. They booked it to take place the day before the Democratic National Convention in Milwaukee. And they're billing it as like hashtag things the DNC won't let you talk about or some sort of crap. So they built the whole thing up to be antagonistic toward Democrats. That's the one thing. And then they keep...
Yeah, so it's, I mean, basically it amounts to a Trump trolling campaign.
Yes. Yeah.
So well done, Peter. That's really smart. Big boy.
He's going to vote for Joe Biden. Remember in October, he said, no matter what, he was going to vote for Joe Biden.
Well, yeah, but that's when he was pretending to give a fuck.
About not having a fascist in the White House.
Yeah. Whereas now he's like, nah, fuck it. Immigrants in cages are fine. Fuck it.
Not going to sacrifice my political stances just to help those kids get out of cages.
Exactly. I'm pure. Now let me talk to my friend Milo Yiannopoulos, the fucking Nazi pedo man.
I'm sorry. That bet's not worth laughing at, but the earlier part was. I wasn't laughing at that. Okay.
No, Kristi, this show is going to be, as always, a roller coaster.
Yes, true.
I'm going to say some things that are jokey.
Funny. And other things that are very black.
If people laugh at them out loud, it speaks ill of them.
Yeah, you're going to hell.
So,
but I'm already there. Mr. Pierce says Peter got destroyed by Destiny twice. Yeah.
I'd watch that.
Okay, so just in terms of like the BS narrative that Mythcon tries to create about its discussions and its events. So they said, we are moving forward with hosting the Better Discord event on Sunday, August 16th, the day before the 2020 DNC in Milwaukee, to highlight that discourse between differing viewpoints is a healthy part of the American way. Get your tickets before they're gone. And
well, you know what I think would make for better discourse? Pedo apologia, Nazi shit, and a guy who kicks himself in the dick. I think that definitely makes for like, I mean, it's up there with Gore Vidal and fucking what's his face, Buckley.
Yes, it's gonna rate right up there
as some of the great debate. It's like Frost Nixon. It's amazing.
I just had this flash. Okay, so this is kind of Kevin and I watched off air the Little Dicky segment from his TV show about going to jail. And it starts off with him being on stage and wanting to joke around with the crowd and saying, hey, do you want to see my dick? And then the crowd shouts,
I genuinely, Kristi, there are a few times when you say a thing and I think, I don't know where she's going.
Yeah, don't interrupt me and you'll find out.
I just want everyone to know, I don't know what she's doing now. This is totally her. If this goes really badly, don't blame me.
So in the song, when he offers to show his dick, the crowd in the song goes, show your dick, show your dick. And I kind of like an imaginary, fantasy flash forward of Peter coming out to the audience at Mythcon and then all chanting, kick your dick, kick your dick.
Well, he's a lot older now. I don't know that the limbs can manage it. And I don't say that to be, I can't kick myself in the dick either. Not that I've ever tried, but I know I couldn't. So, it's not, I'm not ragging on him for that. But, there we go.
Anyway, and so then here they continue with their self-righteous hypocrisy, myth-informed, that is, just to be specific, because there's a lot of hypocrites on tonight's show. Cancel culture is the hyper-vigilant law enforcement arm of political correctness. The online mob acts as judge, jury, and executioner. We don't accept this system of justice. Discourse is the way forward. Join us in real life. In real life. They're asking people to travel to Milwaukee to gather together to watch people in a panel in an audience of seats in a room together during a global pandemic where cases are spiking in Wisconsin and other states.
I mean, it's enormously dangerous and irresponsible for them to try and get people to go to Wisconsin. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, we don't want your.
Why would you ever try and get people to go there?
We don't want the COVID coming into Wisconsin. People bringing it from places
Kristi,
around the country.
You've got to react shocked on behalf of your state. Goddammit.
I have to what?
I was taking the piss out of Wisconsin, so you have to act.
No, actually, because that just encourages you to do it more.
Exactly.
I'm tired of that bit.
I need this validation, goddammit. Anyway, but I think it's fun to just point out briefly here about cancel culture that the reason that in a moment I'm going to have to show you Peter's tweet thread because Kristi has been blocked by.
That is true. I have been cancelled.
Cancel culture. He hates cancel culture so much.
And June is also cancelled. And Count Dankula and Ian Miles Chong. All kinds of cancel
technically,
culture.
everyone's cancelled by June now because she doesn't have a Twitter
That's
account.
true. That's true. All right, so should we look at their lineup? I'm not going to play the sound, but considering that they're talking about how important it is to have discourse and to respect all viewpoints, the fact that they just demonize the DNC shows what hypocrites they are. So here we go. Again, we're not going to listen to the sound, but we're going to start off with Milo, I guess.
So it's got like, a kind of, you can start playing now if you're not going to have sound.
Okay.
I'll talk.
Yeah.
It seems that maybe there's someone involved in this that might maybe be a kind of left-wing stalking horse figure, a kind of punching bag leftist, human shield man.
Yeah. I like how they put Milo before Peter Coffin, even though alphabetically Coffin should come first.
True, but I mean,
By the way, PZ is all about like, hey, back off of Wisconsin. That's up for Minnesota people to take the piss out of. Don't walk on our territory.
Well, when you pronounce your own name correctly, PZ, then I'll listen. So, checkmate, atheists.
So Milo gets top billing. That's their top billing. The first person on their video is Milo.
Yeah, that's gotta hurt. Peter's got like a reasonably successful YouTube.
He actually makes money online, unlike Milo.
Yeah.
All right, so Peter, who is this guy? Oh yeah, he's
Jack Posobiec.
Yep.
Oh, they've got a hard hitter here. This is Jack Posobiec. I don't know that I can do the finger bunnies enough to describe how many fucking quotation marks around the word journalist
you need.
Yeah, he's foul. He probably most famous for trying to pull a stunt where he held trigger warning here, people, for sexual assault. He held a sign outside Trump Tower that said "Rape Melania."
Oh, this was that piece of shit.
Yeah, and claimed it was leftists that had done that, and it was a stage photograph where he was holding that. He also did another thing in, I think, somewhere like Georgia, if I recall. There was a rally for, I think it was Black Lives Matter, back in the kind of original wave of Black Lives Matter, after Michael Brown's killing in Ferguson, Missouri. So it might have been Missouri, I don't know. Where they had like a Black Lives Matter banner, and he walked in front of it and put it with, unfurled a banner that said, "Legalize pedophilia," and had these people walking unbeknownst with that banner in front of them for several seconds before they realized and took it down. So basically, he's a fraud.
He's a journalist the same way Jacob Wall is an investigator.
Yeah, they should both be in prison. Yes.
Yeah. So he's going to be there. Again.
So high class get. When, not just that, but presumably, therefore, Posobiec's just one step down from Peter, so that's good.
Yikes. Shade. All right, next one. Do you know her?
Josie Glabach. I don't know this one. Apologies. I don't know any of the femoids.
It said ironically, obviously.
Yeah. I don't know this one. Apologies.
Okay, no, that's fine.
I'm sure she's terrible. Josie, I'm sure you're garbage, but I don't...
Yeah, there's a lot of names I didn't recognize, so I think they're just kind of really scraping now. They got all our hard hitters.
Exactly. If they're dredging up the corpse of Milo's career, then I mean they are desperate. You're not just scraping the barrel. The barrel doesn't exist anymore. You're digging through the fucking turf.
Yeah. All right. So after Josie,
Andrew Doyle. Name rings a bell. I can't put my finger on it.
If you don't know, how is anyone else in the world going to know who these people are?
Someone will know.
Their audience, I guess.
Probably do know. I probably do know because the name definitely rings a bell, but I can't place my finger on it. Apologies. Okay. I should have looked into this, really. I've probably got notes on all these fucking idiots, but there we go.
That's all right. Okay, who's up next? Nico House? Knew him?
Who the fuck is this? Apologies again.
That's pretty much my reaction to this entire video, except for like the first two
Nico,
people.
no offense, lad, but I don't know who the fuck you are.
He's not on. Yeah, Your radar is so far away. You haven't
All
picked
right.
up on it yet.
Well, exactly. Well, now he is though. So I mean, I'm thinking to myself, I need to look into Nico House, at least for the part that it sounds like a funny, slightly racist Irishman's name.
How is House an Irishman's name?
Nick O'House.
Oh, I see what you did. You put an apostrophe in there. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Any idea who Ron Placone is?
What? No, I don't know who this fool is. Obviously, he's a libertarian, apparently. Oh, it's Titania McGrath. Ah, okay. Titania McGrath is like a fake woke account, like a kind of. It's supposed to be satire, but it's just
awful.
rubbish.
Okay, it's kind of like the who's that artist who does over the top pictures?
Dave.
No, the Ben Garrison.
Yeah, sort of, I suppose.
But
at least, I mean, that account does tweets, so it's supposed to have lots of words in it. So there's
all right,
a slight
so
difference,
troll.
I suppose. But yeah.
Oh, Carl, look how far down
Who's that?
Look how far down he's built.
Who's this shiny-faced fool?
Yes, they got the greasiest, oiliest picture of Carl.
But at least they didn't get the suit picture, because that would have been ridiculous.
Or the guns picture.
Anyway,
Finger
so
guns.
this, I mean, they're definitely going with like a rape-heavy lineup in terms of the discourse.
Wow.
To be fair, is not unusual for them.
I just want to point out that they put Milo at the top of the billing and Carl.
Well, let's be fair. Carl is a button bitch. There's no doubt about it. Like, there's no list other than shitness that
Carl's going to top. Yeah. Dare to think out loud. I don't think you can. I think
well,
you have
I
to
prefer
speak
if
out
you
loud.
think and then speak rather than just think out loud.
Like for a minute, like really think. Take a double take.
Yeah.
All right, think twice. Rucka Ali.
Rucka Ali. Okay. The name rings again. Is like an internet shitlordy person, isn't it? Basically, I mean, it is. It's shitlord con. That's what this is. Sean Fitzgerald. The face definitely rings a bell, and they've got a YouTube play button, although it doesn't look real. But it could be. I don't know.
Is that the scary
face
bunny
definitely
from
rings a bell.
what's that Mad World? That one movie with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, that's not Donnie Darko.
No. Okay, that's right. It was Donnie Darko was much scarier, but I kind of like with his face and the bunny together. Like if you merge them, is that Donnie Darko?
Yeah.
You see that? Thanks for going with the bit. Dare to discuss by sitting in the audience and listening to other people talk.
Yeah.
Wow, dare. How daring. People getting together
Dare to discuss
in America
the real issue.
like,
should we care about children being raped? I don't know. Like, is that really, that's an issue that needs to be discussed? Okay, cool. Oh, actual justice warrior. Yes. Sorry. Sean Fitzgerald is the actual justice warrior, who's like a right-wing conservative / libertarian. Sort of fascist YouTuber. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've seen them debate a couple of different people. They're garbage. Zuby, right-wing rapper. Peter Boghossian, cunt.
Yeah, right-wing pseudo-academic who likes to take his time up wasting other people's.
Lauren Chen, who literally friendly platform for Nazis on her channel and now on her show for Blaze. She works for Blaze, doesn't she, I think?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so literally in Glenn Beck's pocket, which is fascinating.
Yeah. I want to just shout out Lindsay Rogers in the chat saying, dare to be lectured.
Yeah, and not just that, but how fair a debate is this going to be when Nazi McFuckface here is going to be moderating it?
Oh, we haven't gotten to that part yet, but we will. But I guess you mentioned it already. Yeah, Peter and Milo's panel or discussion is going to be...
I didn't just mention it, Kristi. It's literally the description of this video.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't realize.
The description box description.
That was the lead. All right. I just looked to see if there were many swear words, and when there weren't, I retweeted the video.
I mean, still one of my favourite pieces of utter nonsense and obliviousness ever when researching my Descent of Manosphere video on her, where she said she seemed really flattered that Nazis were saying to her, "The only person I'd like to race mix is with you."
Oh gosh.
That's up there with what's her face? Uh,
Laura Loomer.
Laura Loomer saying that she
I
wanted
want
to
to have
create
Aryan Jewish babies.
Aryan Jew babies with some Nazis, and the Nazis like, no,
Yeah.
no. So yeah, some just some patheticness. Anyway,
Yeah. So she's going to be there. Who else did they get? Oh, Stephen Knight. Oh, is that Godless Spell Checker?
Spell checker, engineer, something like that.
Yeah, it's not the Godless Engineer. I know who you.
Isn't it? I don't know.
No.
The godless people I run out of. There's godless Iowan. It's not that person, obviously, but there are too many godless people. Literally,
Not enough in America. There are not enough in America. But yeah, I think that's who it is. Sort of another right-wing personality.
Which is surprising because I thought there was going to be a lot more. I don't know who Melissa Chen is. Sorry.
I think she spoke at their previous conferences.
Possibly.
I think she's like a repeat speaker. Take on the topics the DNC won't touch. You're right. The DNC would not discuss Milo Yiannopoulos or give him a platform. I'm going to just 100% agree with that. Or Carl Benjamin.
I'll be honest. I can't vote in America, but if Joe Biden walks out on stage at the conference and kicks himself in the dick, he's going to vote. Definitely.
So take on the topics the DNC won't touch because they're toxic and right-wing. Graham
Elwood, vigilante. I don't know. I mean, they get if they're putting their best wares in the shop window, by now they're getting down to the fucking dregs.
Yeah, even lower than Carl.
The scrapings from the butcher's floor, basically. And Graham Elwood, I dare say, is that because I've never heard of him. Taylor Hudak. Which I don't even know which one that is. Is it the dude or the woman?
I assume it's the person more toward the center of the frame.
Well, yeah. I mean, again, having watched Shelley Brandon's fantastic work in terms of the framing of her congressional fucking advert, I don't trust these people. And Taylor is like a gender-neutral name, so it could be either.
True.
Who knows?
True. They're kind of putting her more in the center of the frame. So, any idea who? Whoa, that was fast.
Travis, again. All I can say is
what is he's
did you not get a tiny little taste of the Shelley Brandon effect there? Just flash You don't need to read the name or see the person. Like just
we call it a Shelley Landon effect. Any real fuck up in a video is now a Shelley Landon effect. I love it.
Yeah.
But seriously,
she's like Tommy Wiseau, but for politicians.
Yes, for campaign advertising. Yeah. Look at this, how quick this goes. First of all, I mean, okay, this is like frames.
Yeah, which one of these two men that briefly appear in the clip is Tyler?
Yes. So Travis first of all, yeah, this is from the CW when they replay Supernatural. All new Supernatural Tuesday is still on the screen.
Yeah, I'm glad they definitely got like some actual footage of the person rather than it just being a bit from the TV.
Why not just a still picture?
They ripped.
Yeah, why not just a still? Then they put his name up for like a second, and then it's a different guy.
But is it that dude or the other dude?
No, it's definitely this guy's an actor. Jensen.
Are they both actors? Because it's literally on TV.
They are both actors. I'm assuming that this is a TV show, Supernatural. Yeah. So, but they
not necessarily because often on American
the guy
TV,
from Supernatural is going to be there.
Other shows in like the middle of the show.
No. This one actor.
I know you're watching Family Guy, but maybe you'd be interested in King of Queens or whatever. Yeah.
No. Let me tell you, as someone who is a big fan of Supernatural, Jensen Ackles, I think his name is. Anyway, he's only basically been in Supernatural, so this is a scene from Supernatural.
Well, if you're a fan of Supernatural, tell me who Travis Wester is.
That I don't remember. He's that forgettable.
So he's like a extra.
I also have to say I kind of stopped at season 5 because I felt like it was a 5-act story, and after that, anyway, doesn't really matter. And then he's gone. But let's just watch that in real time to just understand how quickly he moves off and on the screen. He's there and he's gone.
Oh, Sydney Watson. Oh, that's good.
Who's that?
Fucking prick.
From
really, really, really unbelievably Islamophobic. Australian/American. Her accent is really annoying to listen to because it flips between Australian and American.
Oh, that would be annoying. Just pick one. Pick a lane.
Well, no. To be fair, look, she's lived sort of on and off in both countries.
Yeah.
Oh, and Daisy Cousins, a proper Australian, out and out Australian, basically the same deal.
Okay. So a bunch of white
Only she
supremacist
dresses
white
like she's
ladies.
from the 1920s. All the time.
Sneeze. Okay. Who else? Oh, Hunter Avalon.
Hunter Avalon. Well, this is an interesting one. This actually is an interesting one because although he's now, I believe, the 5th person on the list so far who's appeared in the Descent of Manosphere, he appeared when he was a lot younger and a lot more stupid. Seems to have undergone a certain redemption arc of sorts. Not saying he's perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but he's a lot better now. He used to be phenomenally transphobic and now appears to have accepted the basic science of the situation, which is what you would expect from a young person growing up, I suppose. But there we go. So, but he's still a kind of vaguely conservative douche, I suppose. But he's not like terrible anymore.
Got it. Okay, so I think that's pretty much... Oh, here's my mouse. All right. Is that the end? Yeah. So should we look at the lineup?
Do we have to?
I think it's hilarious.
Okay, let's look at...
Let's look and laugh. Seeking truth in a world of narratives. Do they realize that that's a narrative?
Speaking truth in a world of narratives. Jesus.
That is a narrative. That.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Schedule.
Dystopia Chen Silverman.
Oh yeah.
Silverman.
Yeah, the guy who has the bad dye job, who is also, by the way, more importantly, been accused multiple times of like sexual predatory behavior towards women.
Yeah, a lot of weird sex shit going down here.
Mm-hmm.
And Josie Globach.
Well, they had, Richard,
are Lauren and Melissa related, or is that just a coincidence?
I honestly, I think they're not.
Okay, well, I don't know. I'm just.
Where is Lauren Chen from?
Seattle, I think, something like that.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought she was Canadian, but I don't know why. Seattle's almost Canada. Close enough. Don't forget. Yeah, they had Richard. What's his name? Sex Pest.
Oh, yeah. Who spoke with Carl, wasn't it?
Yeah. Why am I forgetting his last name?
Dr. Richard
Carrier. That was
Carrier.
it.
Oh, Dickie Carrier. Yeah.
Yeah, Dick Carrier. That's it. Why were right and left wing populist early on COVID? Were they?
Right wing. Considering what's happening with the right wing populist governments in America and Brazil and Britain, I don't think that's remotely true.
I don't even know what they mean early on COVID.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, who cares?
Okay, yeah.
Who cares? Lunch break. Looking forward to that.
Yeah. So next up is, what are the primary obstacles in achieving racial equality? Moderated by Brian Edward.
Melissa Chen, Ruka Ali, Zuby, and Nico House.
Do they have any white, like just straight up white people on that panel?
I don't know who Brian Edwards is.
Well, he's moderating. But from what I recall about the image, like the thing, I mean, presumably they should have some white people on there to talk about what white people do in obstacles to racial equality.
No, the race stuff, the funny little coloured.
Oh, right, because white people don't. That's not their problem.
The serious topics, Honky McHonkerson.
Honky McHonkerson.
That's I don't know who I was taking the piss out of then. I was sort of doing both.
You're kind of doing a Bodie McBoat face and a honky joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bringing those two together. Probably for the first time, if I'm honest. That's original material. Like, I don't think anyone's thought of that before you, Kevin.
Yeah. I'm a genius.
So
I think we can all agree.
Next up, what are the reasonable limits and restrictions on immigration? Moderated by Stephen Knight. You want to see who the panelists are there?
They've got Carl, I want no immigration whatsoever.
Yes, I'm an Islamophobe. Admitted Islamophobe.
Reasonable limits on immigration. Suck all of my dicks. Just fuck off, all of you.
Okay, and... Okay,
Hello?
and yeah, sorry, I had muted myself for traffic, but the audience heard me, but you didn't. Okay.
Kristi, the Cologne traffic is part of our show.
All right.
It's like a guest that kind of pops in and pops out.
Yeah, and then a bunch of people I just don't know. Is it time to cancel?
Well, like I said, Sydney Watson is the American-Australian.
Oh,
one.
right.
And I don't know who Ron Placoni or Sean. No, Sean Fitzgerald was someone remind me again. That person, anyway.
Okay. Do you remember or no?
No, the conservative YouTube chat.
Oh, right. Yes. Next up is
Actual Justice Warrior. Sorry.
Yeah. Is it time to cancel culture? Moderated by Stephen Knight and then a bunch of people I don't know. I guess Hunter Avalone's name.
So hang on. That's not even the one with Peter in it. So
nope.
They've got 2 panels on cancel culture.
Well, not really, because look at the title of their talk. You want to read it out?
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words actually hurt me. So is it about cancel culture? Because Peter seemed to strongly hint that it was about cancel culture.
Well, to me, that doesn't say cancel culture. That says what moral responsibility do we have, if any, for the damage our words do to others? And can there be psychological damage from emotional abuse due to, verbal berating?
Well, what we really need is someone as phenomenally insensitive as Milo Yiannopoulos. That will be a constructive conversation.
Yeah, I'm sure he won't do any identity politics during that talk.
No, I'm not bigoted. I like black dick.
Mm-hmm. As a gay man.
You can clip that. That's meme worthy.
That's because that's the name of the talk right now. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but can words actually hurt me? It's not anything to do with cancel culture.
Not just that, but that's not a question that needs to be asked. Of course words can hurt you.
Well, of course.
There's ever been a person that's ever existed, other than maybe psychopaths in some extreme cases, where words don't hurt you at least from some quarters in some instances. Like, if your dad says to you, fuck you, I've never loved you, that's going to hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously. So stop saying it to me, Dad. You're out of order.
Also, if words couldn't hurt people, then the far right wing wouldn't care if people called them Nazis. And yet they complain about it all the time.
Exactly, yeah. So I mean, I don't know what they're going to talk about for an hour and a half. I really don't. But I can't wait. It's going to be amazing.
I'm sure it's going to be a shit show. I have my little, I do a little impression or a prediction of what I think the conversation is going to be like in my bookmarks a little bit later on. Okay, but at this point, I think now we should probably move over to your screen because you have, the bits with Peter, because as, cancel culture, is it time to cancel Peter doing cancel culture on me?
Yeah, exactly. Not just that, but is it time to cancel culture is so self-involved it disappears up its own arse.
A little bit. Oop, wrong window. There we go.
Wrong window?
I got the chat up. I gotta get the chat up. Oh, Chelsea, Man City, 1-1. I'll put them at the top.
Could win the league tonight. Anyway, it's not really relevant to anything, but there we go. So, Peter, and you can tell why this is so obviously an attention-seeking grift situation, because of this is what sort of sparked the whole thing off, I suppose, on Twitter last night and got me. I was enthralled. I don't know that there's enough popcorn in the world. Anyway, Peter says, so I'm going to be in Milwaukee during the DNC to do a discussion with Milo Yiannopoulos, spelled brilliantly, about deplatforming, which will be moderated by Lauren Chen. And it was announced 3 hours ago and no one has said anything, so I'm cancelling myself for you. Hashtag Peter Coffin is over party.
Nobody's noticed for 3 hours something that has my name attached to it, so I'm going to basically bring attention to myself.
Yeah, that's fucking pathetic. I mean, Peter, you don't have to suck your own dick. It is optional.
Now, the thing is, if you had written that, I would know, because I know who you are and that you don't take yourself seriously, and you also take the piss out of yourself all the time. That if you said this, in 3 hours, no one's complained about my appearance, that I would take as a joke. This actually seems like he's ticked off.
Well, I literally, on my birthday, I tweeted out, at 5 minutes past midnight, when none of you have said happy birthday, you fucking pricks. And it was 5 minutes in. so I do that.
Yeah.
Again, as a joke. Peter here is so desperate, so thirsty for the attention,
Yeah.
which in many respects means we're playing into the game, I suppose, but who cares?
Oh, he wanted smoke? He's getting smoke. If Peter wanted
I want
smoke...
to drag the fucker, because this is just garbage.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Anyway, not replying to, like, starting a thread.
Wait. Could you scroll up? Can you scroll up?
Go on.
Did he actually start a hashtag saying the Peter Coffin is over party?
Yeah.
Please, click on that hashtag in a new window. Because I actually know how many of these, well, at least I came across this hashtag earlier, and it was the most pathetically attached or repeated hashtag I'd ever seen. I know it'll be a little bit slow.
Are you saying he tried to make it a thing and it isn't a thing?
Stop trying to make the Peter Coffin party is over hashtag a thing. Yes.
Yeah. So if you give my internet half an hour...
Yeah, I know. Yeah, guys, this is kind of I don't want to lose the moment. And I don't want to go through the process of me looking it up and then switching over from me screen sharing and going back. That would just be
lazy motherfucker. She puts no effort into this. I do all the work. Jesus. Anyway, so I love this person put it in a thing and put as a grand total of 2 tweets. So I'm going to add this one. What the fucking loser he is, trying to cancel himself because no one cares enough to do it.
That's the one I liked. And I didn't know it was his own hashtag because I'm blocked. Yeah. It's so much funnier now. Peter Coffin
is over party, but ironically for burning your busting.
But unironically,
yeah. Yeah, you can take that as you wish. And then just someone literally just put the hashtag. That's it. That's all.
Stop trying to make Peter Coffin is over party a thing, Peter.
I mean, it's bad, but how many people does he have? He has lots. He has 43,000 followers.
Ain't nobody buying this bullshit.
He couldn't get one person to support him on his own hashtag.
No, they're both hate on him. They're both hating on him.
How do I get rid of this tab now?
I'll just close it.
Go away. I'm Kristi. You are silly.
Well, there's a lot of things about computers that you don't know, Kevin, to be fair.
Well, exactly. No, but the
what defragging your computer
sharing thing was over the tab. So every time I try to go there, the screen sharing thing comes down. So I thought, well, I'm not pressing participants. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. Right.
Yeah, scroll down. More.
Peter continues with reckless abandon. The event is called Better Discourse. No, it isn't. No. I'd say I'm out for Milo's blood. And there will probably bug some people out there. Oh, sorry, I'll say I'm not out for Milo's blood, and that will probably bug some people out there. So you're just
going to skip the whole, like, he has knowledge of pedophiles in the clergy and in Hollywood, and he's not saying, and you're just not going to bring that up.
Literally try to out immigrants to try and get them kicked out of the country. That's fine.
And a trans student.
Yeah.
Don't bring that up.
And the fact that Peter is presumably a person who thinks he has self-respect as a non-binary person, going up with Milo, who literally thinks that Peter is mentally ill. So that's definitely someone you can have a good faith discussion with.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Peter continues. I want to take it seriously and attempt to put a more left populist viewpoint. I mean, it would help if you were leftist. In front of some folks who think the left is all about cancelling people. Which I think Kristi would have liked that tweet.
Yeah.
If she'd been able to see it, Peter.
I would have loved to read that.
Yeah. Folks might recall that I don't set out to moralise. You don't, no. You just make videos called things like liberal suck. Yeah, that's totally not with morality.
No.
Anyway, I'm not in favour of the deplatforming argument.
Even though it worked with Milo.
Yeah. Exactly. He doesn't want to deplatform people, even taking paychecks from Ian Miles Chung.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that to some extent, he and I most likely agree. So he's not even going there to disagree with Milo.
God, I didn't know it was this bad.
Yeah. What a prick. Anyway, however, it should also be quite obvious there is a massive difference in worldview between he and I as well. Well, yeah, but you're going there to discuss a thing, at least in thought anyway, because like you say, even though the title doesn't seem to show it. He thinks it's about
Mhm.
cancel culture, about cancelling people or whatever, and the deplatforming argument, all that shit. But you think you're going there to discuss a thing you agree with him on.
Mhm.
Wow. And
Wow, we both disagree with deplatforming, which gives the right wing entitled access to places they don't have access. They aren't entitled to have access to.
Is that actually Matt Jarbo?
Could be.
It actually is. Okay, amazing. Right. Vadim Newquist of Creationist Cat fame and friend of the channel. He was on just last week.
Yeah.
That's the tweet there. The roaming millennial moderating this is like Ted Cruz moderating the president's debate. Good luck though. And Matt Jarbo piles in. Matt Jarbo
Of all
is
people.
digging. I mean,
mundane Matt.
People have come to a fucking state of affairs when Matt Jarbo can dunk on you. Be sure to ask her and the organisers about their opinions on race realism.
Ooh.
It will be what you expect, but you'll hear it in person. Oh, Peter, this is
the left and the right. He wanted that smoke.
Yeah.
He wanted that smoke.
Yeah. The Surf said, I don't think there's anything I could say that wouldn't result in an online argument or us talking past each other. So I'll just say I hope it achieves the positive outcome you're seeking. They are so diplomatic at the Surfs.
Mm.
They're much nicer people than me. And Matt Jarbo and Vadim. Anyway, so that was what kicked it all off, right?
Mm-hmm. And then he started getting the smoke. He wanted the smoke. He said he wanted the smoke. He started to get the smoke.
Exactly, yeah. If you kick a hornet's nest, you can't really be that annoyed when the hornet's nest, goes off in your face. Anyway, it then people start going about him being class reductionist. And he says, class reductionism isn't real.
Class connects every issue. So does every issue in intersectionality. That's the point. I mean, class is one. No, class doesn't connect every issue. Class is one dimension with you can view someone's experience. But all of the other lenses or perspectives are equally valid because they're part of lived experiences. Like, you can't say class is more important than someone's experiences of racism. That's not up for you to say. You don't have to live their life. So, he is a class reductionist if he says class connects all the other elements of intersectionality. That's class reductionism.
I just need to scroll past the video because my internet is so terrible.
Good
Hello, mate.
Good strategy.
This myth-informed bollocks. Cancel culture is supposedly about accountability. However, if CC intended accountability, who's CC? I don't know. Anyway, intended accountability, then it also cancel culture. Okay.
Oh, right.
Then it would. I was thinking creationist cat, but I thought that would be weird. Why are they digging it up in the thing? That would be harsh. Anyway. But however, if cancel culture intended accountability, then it would include a path to redemption. We reject mob justice, which is why we have braying mobs of people shouting at guests off stage.
Yeah.
We will platform who we choose in our mission of promoting dialogue between diverse viewpoints.
Yeah, except for, who is that guy?
Management speak wank.
Hey, remember they were so into making sure they want to promote dialogue that they kicked that guy out of their convention?
What's his name? The Indonesian Taiwanese guy. The person who
this was like 2017, so pardon our memories, and he's disappeared since.
Let's just say less than against pedophilia.
Oh,
ooh,
yeah.
Jesus Christ, Rory Katz, I'm going to knock you the fuck out. Sorry, just jumped on there. Anyway.
He was on with Carl did a video with him, an interview. Someone in the chat, help us out. Just keep going, they'll remember.
Okay. Anyway, but that guy. So they don't give two fucks. It's just what's convenient. You're allowed to be racist, you just can't say fucking kids.
Amos Yee, thank you, the neo-Nazi.
Amos Yee, yes.
Thank you.
Anyway, so Peter, in his typically pseudo-intellectual way, says...
Oh, can I just say, sorry, that there is actually like a path of redemption for somebody who is gets a reaction of people saying, that's really disgusting, and I'm not going to watch you or support you because you said something so offensive, I can't see anything now without that lens. Yeah. That is, you acknowledge the way in which your comment was offensive. You acknowledge the hurt that you caused. You own it. You take responsibility for it. You apologize for it. And then you learn from that experience to never do that thing again. And then ideally, you become a vocal advocate in the opposite direction of the views you'd previously and erroneously put out there that were so hurtful. Yeah. That's it. That's it.
So Peter takes a different view.
Okay, what does Peter have to say?
Just some nice word salad. Cancel culture is neoliberal, that's a theme, comes up again and again, / market ideology manifest as justice, and helps maintain a fragmentation amongst people who might otherwise be critical of the power structure. Looking forward to bringing this perspective to the event. I can't wait as well, Peter. I can't wait for you to go on stage and talk shit.
Like this.
That'll be fun. Oh, literally the first word of the next fucking tweet. Neoliberalism is a system justifying ideology, and capitalism is what keeps alive. Neoliberalism is also the unification of the state, and capital builds itself as separation of them. Fuck off. Anyway, it's just, it's insufferable wankery. Like, there's fart huffery, and then there's like, neoliberalism.
Yeah, also, in terms, if you want to put cancel culture in terms of a neoliberal market perspective, what it really is consumers rejecting the creation of a product that they no longer find appealing and telling the producer, this is why I'm not consuming your product anymore, and I will refuse to in the future. Just like you do with every other form of thing in the market. Like if you go to a store and you get bad service, you might complain and never visit there again. Same with a restaurant. Same with any other thing. If you're thinking about YouTube and content as consumers, that is exactly what consumers have always done. They just don't like it applied to them because they want to be able to say whatever they want and then apparently only get praise for it.
Yeah. Kristi, can you start with like sensibleness?
I'm sorry. I can't help myself.
And speaking of which, Peter chimes in with the just irrepressibly dumb. Class reductionism as a serious political position doesn't exist. Move on, thanks.
You are class reductionism.
Pardon?
When he says that class is like the connective tissue that links everything in intersectionality or whatever it was he said, that is class reductionism. You're saying it's the primary, almost like a priori thing from which everything else follows, as opposed to being one amongst equals. Intersectionality is e pluribus unum. It's a constantly moving kaleidoscope of understanding and trying to open up new perspectives that you hadn't considered before.
Yeah. And this person quarterly says, are you serious? You haven't been keeping up with the crystal ball nonsense. You have no idea what a NASBOL is. There are people out there with these beliefs, and to ignore them and claim they aren't serious is really fucking irresponsible. Now, considering he wants better discourse, he wants to give a more left populist approach to things, he wants to explain his ideas and bring people over to the revolution.
Right.
Fuck off. He literally just says fuck off. Brilliant.
Checkmate,
really,
critic.
Really winning people over to the proletarian.
That's cancel culture.
Exactly, yeah. You're just cancelling that person for daring to speak.
Before you move on, can you just scroll down to that intersectionality thing? I just want to make sure I have his wording correct.
Intersectionality, where's that? What?
I think it was farther down the thread, right?
No, hang on. The original thing where he says class reduction.
Might have been, yeah, if you're inside another one here. But he was talking about people were criticizing him with intersectionality. Right here. I think, Hugh, that's a broke take. Class permeates a great many issues, but class politics is intersectionality is peak class reductionism. Can you click on that, Marcus Liebens?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think that's actually in response to the thing I was criticizing, which is exactly my take as well.
Oh, so this thing here. Okay.
I think it's if you slide down. Sorry, you might have gone over it. Class politics is intersectionality. Class connects every issue. That was it, yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, yeah, that is class reduction.
Yeah, you're basically saying they are the same thing, and because you're defining everything as class, you're eliminating intersectionality by saying it's the same as class. Thereby, you don't have two categories, you only have one.
Which is dumb.
Yeah, I mean, they're completely, like I said, yeah, I've gone over it before. E pluribus unum.
Yeah. But to that, he just says, fuck off.
Such an intellectual.
Yep. What's this? Thinking back on the time a publisher wanted to promote my book. I don't know what that is. I don't care. It's not really relevant to the thing.
So is that you done with that?
No.
Okay. There's more.
No leftist is against class politics, but some are against eschewing race as a factor as well, although that's quite literally what you're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what groups are disproportionately represented in poor/working class. Yeah, but that's not the point, is it?
Oh, wow. I have a great thing in my bookmarks that is just... I'm so glad we're doing this as almost like a setup, because I'm going to show you a tweet that's so 100% on. And just remember this perspective. What groups are disproportionately represented in poor working class? What's he implying there? White people, right?
What is he? I thought I got the exact opposite. I thought he was saying black people.
Well, no, I mean, I guess if you talk about raw numbers, or are you talking about percentages of the percent?
No, I'm talking about what he seems to be implying, or what I took from that.
But if you took poor and working class people and then you divided them up by their ethnic background, there will be way more white people just because there are more white people.
Yeah, but he's saying disproportionately represented
in that category of poor and working class.
Yeah, exactly. So he's saying, I think that what I took from it was that he was saying that class analysis is enough because black people are more disproportionately to the percentage of their overall population. They're more likely to be in the poor and working class categories. Therefore, class covers race.
Okay.
I took from it.
Granted, it is Peter, so...
Yeah. But this is, he literally does a no true Scotsman on class reductionism, which is good. As someone points out, isn't this a no true Scotsman? There are not enough quote unquote real class reductionists, and only Peter knows the true definition of a real.
Or the number.
And also, he literally said there were none a second ago.
Yes, yeah.
Now there are not enough. So, he's already budging on that. Class reductionist, to call it serious, it's a larpy, idiotic position. Yes, you are, Peter, to hold and does not hold the kind of white people want to ascribe to it with any leftist quote-unquote movement, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, that's why I'm equating class with intersectionality. Classes.
Yeah. Anyway, Peter, the question doesn't seem so much in response to what I said. Are you acting like people, some of whom are in this tweet thread, that say giving any attention to specific issues faced by minorities is performative woke propaganda and should be eschewed? The question makes perfect sense if you want to talk about actual intersections.
What
does that mean?
What?
Doesn't mean anything.
What?
Doesn't actually mean anything. He's just talking shit. Anyway, but apparently he and
Left Control figured it out.
Left Control. Yeah, apparently they hit it off. That's fine. Where are we? You pal around with an actual fascist. You're a red, brown, blood in shit Nazbol. Okay.
Who are they talking about? An actual fascist?
Milo Yiannopoulos, presumably.
Well, he's not palling around with him. He's just going to appear on stage with him. He's going to give him his credibility. He's going to bring his audience to Milo.
No, he's not. He's not palling around with him. He's just going to go and discuss a thing he agrees with him on. Okay.
Well, that would have been a better critique. You're just going to sit around and agree with an actual fascist on deplatforming. Yeah, I could have gone with that tweet.
Yeah. The performance. This is again. He's so desperate to be cancelled, right? He goes, "Oh, the performance of quote. Oh, but you'll never change Milo's mind, unquote, as if people don't understand what I do at this point." What is it you fucking do at this point, you garbage bag? Right. No one who actually engages with me thinks that I think I'm going to turn Milo into a leftist. Sideways, crying, smiley, laughing face, man. Oh, Jesus. Anyway. Then Essence of Thought says, basically, fuck you, but in long-winded and very well thought-out way. To which Peter says, people already know how much of a fool you are. Go ahead and make your videos about me. You make me stronger.
What, for standing up for trans issues? Taking on the atheist community over its transphobia? The Essence of Thought is like a champion for the disadvantaged.
Yeah, but Peter's a grifter.
Oh, right.
So you set yourself against people like that. this, right?
Oh, no, please. Show us his
Okay.
superpowers of rhetoric. Enact his superpowers of rhetoric. Do you want me to do Matthew here?
Of course, nobody thinks he will change his mind. The concern is that he will change other people's minds if you give him an audience. If our rhetoric is that weak, maybe we should worry more about that. No, maybe debate isn't about literally who's got the best arguments.
Yeah, no, exactly. This is going to be...
And Peter, it's not as if Peter's got like a history of debating or like public speaking, particularly.
No, he got kind of shouty with Destiny, didn't he?
Yeah, like it's... If he were like one of the great orators of the age, maybe I'd think, okay, cool. But he's not. He's a fucking YouTuber. Just like me. He sits around editing videos in his pants.
But his mistake is he doesn't actually understand the Mythcon audience. When Thomas Smith went on stage, they weren't there to listen to Thomas Smith.
No.
When Milo Yiannopoulos is on stage, they're not there to watch someone intellectually engage with Milo on a deep point that they're going to reflect on. They're looking for ownage. They want him to humiliate you. And because he's gay, they give him, they look to him to kind of take on the attack dog role because he does play the identity politics while accusing other people of everything that they say in defense of being identity politics. You're there to be entertainment. You're not there to have people listen to you. I mean, it's clear he doesn't understand what Mythcon is.
Yeah. And I'll just do these next two and we can basically leave it there. Someone says, you do realise that people worked hard to make him irrelevant while giving him a door to become relevant again. Just as you are doing it for show, so is he.
Yes,
and
exactly.
then you can tell how much of a bad faith actor he is. He responds with, look how relevant you're making me, though. Don't be stupid.
Okay, we were talking before the show that Milo is currently at a level where when he tips up without being on the agenda to Carl Benjamin's campaign event, nobody really noticed. Someone threw a milkshake on it and it got on him, it looked like from the pictures we saw, and nobody cared.
Yeah.
He has no money. He has no clout.
He wasn't a highlight in a 3% campaign.
Yeah. And now all he has to do is come and be intentionally rude to you, which he does professionally. And people are going to scream at him and love him, and you're going to be the heel. And he's going to be the baby face. And that's how that's going to play. This is WWE. This isn't an actual sport. This isn't a fair fight.
Yeah.
Wow, is he just not reading the crowd?
There's loads more, but we'll be here for fucking days. Just the fact that the thing that started it was him like, oh, cancel me, guys, cancel me.
Yes,
and then
yes.
The performance, lol. You don't realise how much that's just a description of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Peter. You really don't. That's, pathetic. Really pathetic. And he goes at one point, he starts going on about, oh, it's only liberals that are opposing me.
Huh?
No. When I put out this, the link to this show and my tweet about leftists being pricks when they get big, which, by the way, doesn't apply to all big leftists. I like a lot of the big leftists, but there are some that are garbage. There are a lot of people who are definitely socialists who very profoundly disagree with your decision. It's not liberals. No. It's not neoliberals. It's not whatever buzzword you're going to come up with next. I don't really care, okay? There are a lot of people across the spectrum who think what you're doing here is dangerous and fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, the people I saw saying, hey, this is not a good idea, were people like Vadim, Chrisiosity, Dusty Smith. Those people aren't liberals in the way Peter thinks of the word at all.
Well, no, I mean, even beyond that, look, there's several people who liked my tweets who have like hammer and sickle avatars. These are not liberals.
Yeah,
these are people even to the left of where Peter thinks he is.
Because of that tweet underneath, which is people worked hard to make him irrelevant. We don't want to dig up his dusty old, sour ass. Just leave him rotten in obscurity.
Nothing positive can come from this.
Yeah, well, it won't. Peter's not going to impress some new people to become leftist when he's going up against Milo. He's just going to be humiliated. Yeah.
Although, I mean, if he's into that kind of thing, like kicking himself in the dick, maybe eat a dog turd live on stage. Get a round of applause.
It would actually, it'd be over faster, and it would do less damage to, I think, his long-term reputation. Because, I mean, think about, how Thomas Smith became sort of a a person that people on the left, or sorry, people on the right just pointed to, and caricatures the events and what happened, and it just fed their right-wing bubble. That's what they want out of this.
Oh, absolutely.
He's being used by a bunch of capitalists. Yeah, who's the guy who funds all this? The rich real estate guy who basically bankrolls this? The big capitalist, the guy who does nothing but make money off of selling properties? Or having other people work for him to sell properties? Isn't that what he does?
Yeah, but Peter's a better leftist than you and I, Kristi.
Way to take the system down, for the capitalist system down from the inside, Peter.
Indeed.
Yeah. Make money for
shit. Anyway, on to bookmarks, shall we?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. So, Vadim, this is not the first or last. This is the first, but not the last of Count Dankula's blockings for today.
Cancel culture. Cancel culture.
Exactly. Cancel culture. It's outrageous. Wait, no, my free speech. Anyway, they were having a back and forth, and Count Dankula says, "Hey, Vadim, did you see my earlier thread?" Vadim, I think, just got sick of it and said, "No. And right now, if it's not about baby squirrels, I don't give a fuck."
Fair enough.
Blocked. Blocked him for that.
What a...
Yeah. I mean...
Wow. He's very sensitive, Count Dankula.
Thin-skinned or what? Anyway, this is amazing. Charlie Kirk, he of the small face, was very, very excited that Donald Trump packed out the house in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah.
Which is, it sounds impressive, but as the serfs point out, it's a 3,000-seater venue.
Yes.
Look, he's the president of the United States. He could order the civil service to go there and fill it.
Yeah. In a state...
that's not impressive, really, is it?
Yeah. In a state where he won. Yeah. He's losing now, but before he should have a big, I think it was like 9 points or something in Arizona.
Yeah. I mean, it's just... The campaign's not going well, is it, Don?
Oh my God, is it not going well?
No. Cute cat.
Aw, kitty.
Just a cute cat.
Yeah.
If Norman Tebbit, far right piece of garbage, was a Tory cabinet minister back in the 80s. He's now a Tory member of the House of Lords. Wrote a thing saying that Hitler was on the left because he's a liar. Anyway, if Norman Tebbit is right about Hitler being far left, why did a couple of dozen 1930s Tory MPs from Anglo-German Fellowship, as an open pro-Nazi faction in the Conservative Party?
Interesting, isn't it? Facts. They are sticky things, are they not?
Strange, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cute cat.
Oh, cutie. Aw. That's very pensive.
Gotta have some stuff. Babadum.
Oh, nice.
Potentially another one bites the dust.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. Under a Biden presidency.
District of Columbia delegate to introduce bill to remove Andrew Jackson statue outside the White House.
Do it.
So hopefully.
Piece of shit.
I'm gonna flash through these because I've got loads.
Okay.
This story gets even better. We talked about this last time. Yeah. The Burnley fan with the White Lives Matter trailing behind an aeroplane thing, and the aeroplane company basically fucking it because they took that money. The guy who actually hired that plane and all the rest of it got sacked.
You about to lose your job.
Yeah. Don't be a racist prick would be my advice. Not actually that difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Really not. This was fun. There's been a lot of stuff going on in America recently with primaries because obviously November is a presidential election, but it's also, you've got down the ticket stuff, both national seats and local seats and all the rest of it. So there's a lot of primaries going on. And of course, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in New York's 14th district.
And we know that all the conservative guys just go absolutely crazy when they hear her name or think of her. Oh my god.
The thirst for AOC.
The obsession.
Is just ridiculous, yeah. And the only reason I know it's New York's 14th district is because I used to think it was the 7th. And then when people would correct me, I'd say, at least I'm half right.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
That was a thing, but it was just in my head, the 7th, and it wasn't. Anyway, so, and Ocasio-Cortez, even though she had Trump donor billionaire dark money poured into her opponent's campaign, her opponent being a Democrat, because it's a Democratic
primary. Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's still absolutely pissed it.
Thousands.
Absolutely pissed it.
Honestly,
'Cause she's
thousands
very
isn't that
popular.
much. Not in a New York primary. A few $1,000s, but anyway, like tens of
No,
thousands
but
would
the
be.
point.
Yeah.
No, but the point being that they had backing from some rich people, and she still pissed it because the people of New York generally are quite proud
Of
of
the
it.
14th,
Yeah,
New York is a
yeah,
diverse
exactly.
state. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm sure there
You
are
got
Republican
Jerry
areas in New
Nadler
York
and
that
no,
she
not
couldn't
Jerry
do
Nadler.
well.
He's a Democrat. Who's that other guy who was always on Morning Joe? Who's from New York? Peter something. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Peter Didovich.
Mm.
Anyway,
Peter Dave.
Peter Dave. Yeah. So Tim Pool, one of the most profoundly stupid human beings that's ever existed,
Really?
has been on a months-long tirade about AOC's definitely going to lose, right? AOC re-election in trouble as Trump megadonor donates to her main rival, which is interesting that he would tout that in such an excited tone, considering I thought he was against big money. Then AOC is going to lose. Note that going to lose her seat in June to a moderate, as the trend holds true. Progressives don't win. They don't win, Kristi. No, she's literally been a congressperson for the last fucking 2 years or whatever. Cortez close to losing her seat in Congress. Bail reform backfired and Democrats declare war, apparently.
I don't see any polls in these articles, by the way. I'm not seeing polling data,
Yeah, well, of course not, no. And then New York 14th, primary district AOC defeats Michelle Caruso Cabrera, D, in a landslide. And then Tim tries to play off. Maybe the people didn't want to go back to the way things were. And someone said, did you actually think AOC was going to lose? Tim Pool lies and says, no, I repeatedly said she would win.
What a liar. What a liar.
Yeah. It gets even better though. That comes on later because again,
there's more.
They don't allow you to stack them time wise. But I bookmarked that because
yes,
that was one of the comments left underneath. It's just funny. That's just a funny image.
The beanie, dude. Just take the beanie off.
Yeah, you can't make that. No, because he's obviously very, very sensitive about his balls.
Clearly.
Yeah, people have taken on my lead here. When he tweets out Law and Order, just put two other things: Abbott and Costello. That works.
Nice.
This was good as well. We talked about it last time. We tried to find the thing, and I found it because someone posted it on Facebook for me, and thank you to that person.
Do you have your headphones in? I just got an echo.
Oh, god damn it, woman.
I don't understand. Like it's a prerequisite of doing a show.
No, it isn't.
I think once in 3 years, have you not worn your headphones, and I do not eventually catch you out. We had this whole discussion about you wearing your headphones to help with Zoom as well, and you said you were going to do it.
I was going to do it, but then I didn't need to last time. So, anyway. So, Deanna Lorraine.
So what you're saying is that I can't trust you when you say you're going to do something.
Yeah. Fuck it. Why Noted. Not? Anyway. So, Deanna Lorraine, who's a racist idiot and all the rest of it, that was her result in her primary. Let's have a look. 1.8%.
Wow, ouch. You know what? She got more votes than Trump got people in that auditorium. He got 3,000, right?
That's true, but that's just true. Anyway, but she comes up later because the thing was found. Serious one, but good. The three pricks who murdered Ahmaud Arbery have had charges of felony murder against them. So good. I mean, it might not go anywhere. Who knows? Because the justice system isn't very just, but it's a good start.
Yeah, from what I remember, they actually took that case out of the hands of local people, so that also might help in the prosecution of justice.
Almost certainly. Yeah, almost certainly. The Onion, again, it's difficult to out-satire the current situation. As the Onion are finding out, their business model is basically unsustainable in the current climate.
Yeah.
They put out saying, officials warn defunding police could lead to spiking crime from ex-officers with no outlet for violence. Funny. Only it's not quite so funny when put into reality, because there was a town in California. This California city defunded its police force. Killings by officers soared.
Jesus.
Yeah. I don't know that you can really reform that too much. That's the kind of scary element of it. If they're going
Well,
to kill no matter what.
I don't. I mean, I think. I mean, well, one, I need to see the rest of the article to be
Yeah,
fair,
yeah, yeah.
because who knows what the numbers is or the situations if it was domestic violence, for instance, and which is already a problem, I think, historically with the police force because but I kind of question this whole like it can't be reformed because aren't we as progressives? That's the point, is that we want to reform things and make them better.
Yeah, no, I think it's worth trying to reform, but like I say, if it's just like an inherently
Well,
violent
here's the
set
thing:
of
you
people,
screen for people who aren't violent. You know, like
okay,
if
yeah,
policing becomes about actually protecting and serving, then people shouldn't. Like, I was actually talking to my dad about this because he's friends with some officers, and he was complaining. A guy who's off the force now, but when he was talking about the situation that was happening in America, it really disturbed my dad that he kept taking a us versus them mentality. And if
yeah.
that is the mindset in a department, that's going to produce violence. So you change the mindset and you attract people who have that mindset, and then you transform the practices. And you have rules and administrative things and independent outside commissions to look at police involved shootings to make sure that mindset stays.
Okay, I mean, maybe I'm just in a down place on this topic, but you're more. I think you've got more enthusiasm than I have.
Well, maybe I just had that
I'm
natural
feeling
sort
a
of
bit. I'm
U.S.
feeling a bit.
optimism, even in the worst situations,
Very possibly, but
whereas
I
you're
just
an
feel.
existential
Yeah,
Brit.
exactly. Yeah, like what are police? What is the nature of police? As I smoke a gauloise in the shadows. Yeah. Anyway, so yes, I'm glad I did a funny transition because I put penis and testicles to Trump's Law and Order.
Can I just say, sorry, someone in the chat said the thing is better to replace than reform. But what is replacing other than a radical reform? I mean, you're really
Yeah,
talking about a
yeah,
spectrum here. And so, replacing an entire mindset is both a replacement and a reform. So I think there's a little bit of a false distinction drawn between those categories. I don't think they're as binary as
yeah,
people maybe
yeah.
sometimes have the impression.
I think that's right. Yeah, I mean, when say with like a revolution,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, you're overthrowing the government, but you're replacing it with a different government.
Yep.
So
So,
that's, you know,
and
whilst
revolution is a
an
more
anarchist goal might be to remove the state completely, you can't just instantly do that. You know.
yeah, but they want to replace the state with endless fucking committee meetings. Oh God.
No. Look, I'm not.
No. It's a
Chris,
joke. It's a joke.
I'm
It's a
not.
joke. It's
I'm
a
not
joke.
an anarchist as well, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying for those who are, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at like what's the difference between, we're gonna say, revolutionaries and progressives is that progressives want to do things over a much longer period of time and within institutions, and people who are revolutionaries want to overturn the system in order to get those values enacted faster. But they have the same goals ultimately.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, I'll put penis and testicles.
Yes, and
You
I jumped
you
on
put
that.
twigs and you jumped on my penis and testicles. Yes. Twigs and berries.
No, just the one twig, unless you're kraut.
Yeah. True. True. 2 twigs and 2 heavily battered berries. Oh, terrible.
Morning wood.
Yeah. The godless Iowan makes several appearances later on as well.
Okay.
But I quite like this one. Trump is bleeding support from his nose, from his eyes, from his wherever.
I love it. Oh my God, that's so good.
That's some deep lore. That's going back to like
2015.
2015,
Yeah.
early 2016.
Whew.
Yeah. This again. I mean, we can just. Oh no, we already covered it, didn't we? I don't set out to moralize.
A little hat tip there to Nick the cat.
Load of wank. Yeah. They tipped me off to this because I was like, I didn't, because I think you'd mentioned he was going to Mythcon or something, and I was really sleepy, so I was okay. I mean, fine. And then Nick put that on. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Anyway, another musical artist telling Trump to go fuck himself. Brandon Urie, who apparently is in Panic at the Disco.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I don't know. Presumably, it's 9 in the afternoon was the song that the Trump campaign was using, not the one that says "and the poor groom's bride is a whore" as one of the lyrics. I presume that's not the song they're using. Anyway,
probably not.
So he just says, "Dear Trump campaign, fuck you. You're not invited. Stop playing my song. No thanks." Brandon Urie, Panic at the Disco and Company.
Good.
Fair.
Oh,
So you're in good company with Tom Petty. So
yes.
good stuff.
The next tweet, too, ties into the lead of this show.
Indeed. The Democratic National Convention will be nearly a virtual event. Delegates will not be asked to travel to Milwaukee this August, which I like. I think is good for a number of reasons. Yeah. Mainly, don't encourage people to go to Wisconsin, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. But seriously, the most hilarious thing is that now Mythcon have sunk their money into a venue, and they're going to try to get people to arrive for a pandemic, the whole point of which was to sort of be there and confront all these DNC delegates that were going to the convention the next day. And now there's not going to be anyone there.
They're going to be trolling ghosts.
Yes. And giving each other COVID from wherever they brought it from across the country.
Yeah. This is amazing.
Oh, man. The failed troll event. And sorry, I just have to savor that for a moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
But more failed trolling.
Okay.
This is a callback to when Louise Mensch typed in something like Corbyn Jewish rat or something into the thing and said, "Oh, look, this is what comes up in the autocomplete." No, that's your previous searches, Louise. That's what you typed in. So anyway, but along that line, Darren Grimes, infamous certainly in political circles here in the UK, right-wing piece of shit, basically a fascist, tells on himself without realising it. He says, "I just interviewed Nick Timothy on his latest book. Good interview. I checked Google for the cover art, and I'm quickly losing faith and patience with big tech and their blatant anti-conservative bias. Because underneath that, in his search on Amazon, it suggested Mein Kampf." But Nick, bless it, not Nick, sorry, Darren, bless him, doesn't seem to realise that the ads are based on stuff you've previously read. Yeah. Even Amazon's algorithm knows you're a Nazi, you prick. Fucking hell.
Oh, wow. They, walked right into that one.
Not just that, but there was another great one this week, but it was a video, so I didn't bother saving it. The quartering was doing his usual thing, looking lazily through an article and going, "Oh, SJWs," and then realised that one of the ads on the page, which again is based on stuff that he's previously searched or looked for or whatever, was for a sex aid.
A toy or an aid?
An aid.
Oh, okay. And then what?
So,
he took a picture of it and complained about it?
No, and he was like, "Oh, I would never use that." Something, and then realised that what it was and clicked off. Okay. Just funny. Not as funny as Dark Side Phil filming himself wanking and broadcasting that. But anyway. Has anyone ever seen police shoot tear gas at the KKK or white nationalists? Serious question. To which Thursday says, "Why would the police shoot gas at themselves?" Again, Tim Paul, old Dim.
Yes.
Dim Paul here. Turns out the NYPD Shake Shack incident, which for those who don't know, the New York Police Department made up a thing where they claimed that police officers had been poisoned, which it never happened. They lied about an assassination attempt against police officers. That should be a very serious crime. Apparently not, though. Anyway, incident was paranoia and hysteria on the part of the cop's supervisor. A nothing burger through a game of telephone that then got
the last
and then you get verified tweets making the claim of poisoning. Verified tweets making the claim of poisoning. Scroll back a few days to Tim Paul, who's verified, tweeting, "Shake Shack straight poisoned cops." This is getting fucking insane, man.
Yeah, so he's criticizing himself.
The Woodward and Bernstein of the sewer.
He's so unaware.
Yeah, this is where it gets better. Again, lose. Yeah, Ocasio-Cortez definitely going to lose. Blah blah blah. Obviously she wins really easily, and just so happens on the same day, I'm not publishing today because I lost my voice.
I'm sure he did. He did.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally believe you, Tim. Just dry your eyes and broadcast. And actually, don't broadcast. Fuck you. Anyway, yeah, this is quite nice. Nancy Astor. A complicated figure in some respects because she was the first female member of parliament in Great British history. So you think, oh, that's something. She was also a Nazi.
Yeah, I don't think we should celebrate the first woman Nazi in parliament.
No, but I'm just saying, look, that's why people would put up statues to her, back when Nazism clearly wasn't not that big a deal or whatever. But anyway, someone put Nazi on the statue,
Yep.
and I quite like Sean's sardonic thing. The statue is now educational.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it has more history on it than it did before. So
yeah, you actually learn something about the person. Yeah. Anyway, this is the one. Deanna Lorraine. We talked about this.
Yes.
This is the actual. I would have loved to have gone through the whole thread, but she deleted it. But someone, thankfully, screenshotted
Save this
the actual
bit.
thing. Amazing. The obliviousness. Black Lives Matter is now cancelling families. Sad face. I found out some of my fam had a get-together last night. I wasn't invited. Haven't seen them in months. Apparently, some cousins have been very offended with me saying all lives matter and dropping facts about BLM, so they didn't want me there. Sad.
For you, because you're a racist and your family was rejecting you because they don't want to be about your racism.
Yeah,
Maybe don't be racist.
It's not BLM cancelling families.
No.
Your family don't want you there.
Yeah, your family
cancelled
prick.
You. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But Peter Coffin would be very against that.
No, that would be terrible. Yeah, obviously.
You should definitely have a racist come and say their racist things and disturb people and start things off. You know, just have it kick off at a family event.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's better.
Yeah.
I obviously don't.
Yeah.
It's me being ironic.
This, I think, could be genuinely true. It's the only explanation. My conspiracy theory is that time travel is real and someone keeps trying to fix 2020 by changing something, but every time they do, they unwittingly make it worse. How else do you explain the sudden disappearance of murder hornets? They saved us from those, but at what cost?
It has been a nightmare year. 2020...
The only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, like the legend of 2020 will live on long after 2020.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah. This arts and crafts Karen are doing things now. This is amazing. But I can't believe they're trying to make this a thing, right? Face mask exempt card. It's not real, not remotely real. I am exempt from any ordinance requiring face mask usage. Wearing a face mask presents a mental and or physical risk to me. Under the Americans with Disabilities Act, which, by the way, this doesn't cover at all.
No.
I am not required to disclose my condition to you.
What?
Okay. I mean, that's nothing. What you did was you printed out and then badly cut, because part of the letters are gone, a thing, and then laminated it.
Yeah.
No one cares. Just stop.
You know what definitely poses a risk to your physical health? COVID and being on a ventilator.
Yeah. Not being able to breathe anymore.
Yes.
Is quite a problem.
Way more than breathing through a mask kind of problem.
Yeah. The dog pill. That's a thing I found out. The dog pill.
What's a dog pill?
It's an MRA/MGTOW conspiracy theory that women secretly fucking dogs.
Oh my god.
This is amazing. So this is right. This is just a picture of like a woman interacting with a wolf. So that's a thing. Someone says, while you struggle to get a kiss with her on the third date, here's what she's been doing with a wolf in the first minute of meeting him.
These guys people who do this are seriously, seriously ill. Like,
Kristi, just admit it. All women are obviously fucking dogs. It's the only answer as to why such a charmer can't get laid.
By the way, Blue Jay Road says in the chat, that's fake. It's true. Some disabilities make it difficult to wear masks. At my local Walmart, there are exemptions for people who have disabilities, which make it. Yeah, and people who have legit, like if you are breathing through a tank or something else, or if you're in the middle of an asthma attack. But yeah, just showing up without a face mask and walking around and breathing fine and showing no physical disabilities and then trying to hide behind the ADA. Yeah.
My point wasn't that there aren't some people who do have legitimate concerns. My point is you can't just make your own badge.
Yes.
That's not a thing. There's no government agency actually sanctioned that. They just made it themselves. It's ridiculous. That was my point. I'm not for a second saying there aren't people with legitimate like breathing conditions or something.
And I would assume that the stores accommodate them by, so for instance, like making sure that they don't come within, I guess 2 meters is what it is in Europe of people, right? So they have to maintain extra distance in order to keep themselves safe. Right. Yeah. So I mean, we don't want to undermine those people who have legitimate health issues in that way.
Absolutely.
And we want them to stay safe.
This was a strange one. Someone put out this thing. and they put it in like I'll translate from like the cute animal speak.
Okay.
Retweet if you think. Sorry, retweet if I would make a better president than Donald Trump. It's a dog account. The dog account. And then a Karen kind of lost her shit on it.
What?
Yeah, some people. And should not be retweeting this, not following you to hear your political views about my president. I mean, it's a dog account. Just get over yourself. It's a cute picture of a dog. It's a thing, right? And then, right, and then Scruff, who's a cat, who's one of my favourite internet cats, was a homeless cat who sort of wangled his way in. Reminds me of my dear old Chopsy. Anyway, and so this fucking idiot says, "Not a problem. We'll just unfollow since I do not agree with insulting others. It's unkind. Have you really followed up till now watching Catio Experience?"
Have you been on Twitter? Like, sorry.
Yeah.
Like, Twitter is unkind. Like, Twitter is, when it's not a hellscape, you notice.
Yeah. This is just a cute piece of nothingness. If you're going to get offended by that, the world is going to fuck you up.
Yes. Also, just fucking unfollow. Like, why do you have to do a whole song and dance about it?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the performance. Yeah. This I'll just read this out because I like the fact that that Karenage is now a name. It's good. Fuck! Just started a Facebook throwdown with my boomer mum about BLM. Should I delete that shit and let her wallow in her antique Karenage? I like the fact that I like the transformation of that word.
Yeah. Also, no, don't just let her wallow in it. This is when white people need to speak up. Just my advice would be have that conversation because it's better you have it because you know your shit than for her to talk to someone who gives her more bullshit. So. Yeah.
Okay.
That's white people activism. Deal with other white people's racism, so black and people of color don't have to deal with their racism. You deal with that shit.
Yeah,
you're better equipped, like in terms of emotional, stuff. So,
yeah, Pizzagate was trending briefly today.
Oh, great.
Yeah, because I don't know if you're aware of the shit boy band of the 90s called Take That.
Yes, I do remember.
Were they a thing in America?
Yes, they were. I think they were American, weren't they? Oh, no, the British boy band.
No, they're British.
I'm thinking of another two-word boy band that was around the same time.
Backstreet Boys.
Probably. But you're right. Take That had Robbie Williams, right?
Well, apropos that you would name him specifically because he's the idiot who thinks Pizzagate might be real.
Oh, God.
That's why it was trending. Anyway, and I just like this. Anonymous, I ask you once again, please expose #Pizzagate. I wonder why they haven't.
Yeah, because it's not
almost as if there's literally nothing to expose.
Mm-hmm.
You dickheads! It's been 4 years. Get over yourselves. Anyway, so that was just a really depressing thing. Another depressing thing: 331 Tory MPs voted against mandatory weekly testing for NHS staff because they only want to clap for them and then watch them die.
Not actually going to pay to keep them alive.
Yeah.
Or the people are treating.
Yeah. This is Peter Coffin from 2017.
Yeah.
Maybe expressing a slightly different opinion than he now holds. Liberals can be progressive in personal belief, but will say Milo Yiannopoulos is like Hitchens while having him on this show. So basically attacking Bill Maher for having Milo Yiannopoulos on the show. Enjoy your new friend, Peter. Anyway, and this person just says, "Good to know you're the shit stain 80% of the internet said you were." By the way, so yeah, that's about right. Oh God, we talked about this. 900 grand for the British version of Air Force One to be painted, and it's literally just the British flag on the tail.
Seriously? How could that cost that much money? I could do that with spray paint.
Yeah. I can only assume
for a tenth as much.
It's also laced with diamonds.
Must be for that cost.
No,
seriously,
nearly £1 million for nothing, basically.
For paint.
Yeah,
but they don't have enough money to test the NHS staff.
No, that would be silly. Why would you do that? We need a painty plane.
Ooh, do you have the Keir Starmer, Boris Johnson talking about the app?
No.
Okay,
no, I don't. Okay. Well, we'll get to that in half an hour.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Where are we in your list?
Just to show you this was quite funny, right? It doesn't sound funny at first, but it is. Bin Laden was trending #1 in the UK
Okay.
on Saturday. And you think to yourself, why on earth would that be?
Some sort of
It's
anniversary?
a slightly weird little story. No, not an anniversary at all. There was a thing at a football club called Leeds United, which is based in Leeds, unsurprisingly, in the north of England. And because of the COVID-19, that's a soccer team, by the way, for Americans and Canadians and possibly Indians. Anyway, so because of the COVID-19, although the leagues have restarted, fans aren't allowed into the ground. So Leeds United, in their way, trying to do fan engagement and earn a bit of money because it costs £25 a pop, which is like $35 or something, $30 US. You could have what was called a crowdie, right? Which
Can
was
you
basically
speak into your mic a bit more?
Oh, sorry. You for £25, which is about $35, you could have a crowdie, which is a life-size printout of you sat in the seats behind the goals,
Right,
right? As a way of kind of being there in spirit,
yes,
and your image being there.
I noticed that in the German football games, they have jerseys over all of the seats, so it looks like numbers and
exactly. Yeah, so it's a similar thing to that, and you can show your support and be there. Your visage can be there as well as your spirit.
Yes.
It's a nice little thing. And again, the British public often, Boris Johnson constantly does this, where he'll say things like the common sense of the British people. The British people don't have common sense because one person decided to spend that £25 to have the picture of Osama bin Laden printed and placed in the stand.
Idiot! What? Idiot.
And then the club printed it, put it in there, and put it in the front row.
What? This is just a failure on so many levels. I mean, of all the people you could put in there, I can think of so many people that would be so much better than Osama bin Laden. Freddie Mercury comes immediately to mind.
Yeah.
He's a much better choice.
Then this guy, right, who's like a real person, well, Osama bin Laden was a real person as well, but he's dead. He is dead, internet, shut up. This guy was like, you put me next to Osama bin Laden, and then started getting and had to protect his account because he was being published in like newspapers and stuff.
Oh, poor guy. What just first again, bad idea. Go ahead.
And they were saying some of the memes were brilliant. They were saying this game of guess who is getting out of hand now. Like, does he have a beard? Does he hide in caves? So that was a thing. So Osama bin Laden was trending years after his death.
I can't even believe that after they printed it off, that someone didn't go, should we not put this one up? And then when they had them in the stacks, to be doled out, someone didn't look at it and go, do you think we should maybe not put this one out? Or even the person who actually had the job of putting it up there going, should I tell someone?
Is that, I mean, I don't want to be racially prejudicial because it could just be someone who looks like him. But no, that's him. Yeah. Anyway, and that's the story there from the BBC.
That is ridiculous.
There we go. Leeds United have removed an image of Osama bin Laden from the seats at Ellen Road.
Just imagine that headline. Someone told you that in 2015.
They will, quote, ensure there are no more offensive images, unquote.
It should be funny images. God.
God, lovely stuff. Anyway, from the sublime to the ridiculous, or from the ridiculous to the more ridiculous, Donald Trump, unsurprisingly for Mr. Trump, he just tweets out nonsense. The fake news, phony, fake suppression polls, blah, 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 lamestream media. Look at the time, 11:20.
Yeah.
So he's literally waiting before he then goes out to lay a wreath for the American dead in the Korean War.
He's complaining. Oh my God.
He would have been literally sat down over there tweeting that. Every time
I think he can't go lower. Every time. And I'm always surprised at how he's managed another low. Yeah. That is the only thing left in this presidency, is the repeated stunned experience of getting a news article that shows him just shitting all over the presidency in whole new ways.
Yeah. Impressive.
He is, I have to say, he's bottomless in terms of, his ability to continue doing stuff for 4 years straight.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I have to go grab something, so you keep talking, I'll jump back in.
Oh, okay. Can we right click? Because I want to see what Jenna Marbles is. Oh, I can't. Okay. Anyway. I'm sure Jenna Marbles is doing
I'm back.
stuff. Oh, you're back. Oh, I thought you were going.
Yeah, I just needed some yogurt. It's on the other table.
You had to interrupt the show for yogurt.
Yes, I did. Yogurt.
No, it's
Froyo.
not. There's no.
It's not froya.
Well, yeah, because that's not a word. Anyway, it isn't. Shut up. Anyway, so Deanna Lorraine, fresh off a hit of "Oh, my family don't like me," to she says Conservative must start forming militias in preparation for when they receive the quote green light to grab their guns and take them from the streets from quote skinny soy boy Antifa who don't properly even know how to swim. Now, couple of points. Firstly, you're mental. Secondly, if it's the people against you are skinny soy boys, why do you need guns? Surely you can just punch them over.
Out. Yeah.
Yeah.
As opposed to hiding behind your gun.
It's the fascism. They're both simultaneously enormously powerful and skinny soy boys.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Fascist thinking all over.
Donald Peterson was channeling his inner Jordan Peterson this week.
Donald Peterson?
Did I say Donald Peterson? There we go.
Freudian
Donald
slip.
Trump. Yeah, I was thinking ahead, and I got.
Anyway. I do that all the time.
So Donald Peterson was going on about Jordan Trump, channeling his inner Jordan Peterson. Donald Trump was. Says President Obama destroyed the lobster and fishing industry in Maine. Now it's back, bigger and better than anyone. Enjoy your quote unquote lobstering and fishing. Make lots of money. And I just put Petersoning intensifies.
Yeah, lobster. Yeah, he's really disappeared. He's so 17.
Oh no, he's back now. He put up his first blog post in like a year. So he's out of his coma, which is he got owned so badly by Zizek he went into a coma. Anyway, it's funny because he didn't die. It would be sort of weird if he died. Anyway.
Yeah, he's fine now. It's fine.
Yeah. So, Donald Trump, again, at that thing where he was disrespecting the fuck out of those veterans from the Korean War by tweeting utter nonsense, he also didn't wear a mask in front of elderly veterans.
The most at-risk group.
Yeah. So the president is actively spreading the threat and making the pandemic even worse with his behavior.
Oh, yeah.
And so perhaps Trump is the virus. Yep. This just a bit of a story in two parts.
Okay.
Tessie Smith, me wearing no mask and going the wrong way down the every aisle in Walmart. Oh, happy smiley face. Tessie Smith, as of today, I was informed I tested positive for COVID-19. If I've been in contact with anyone lately, please go get tested.
Great.
Fucking idiot. So, well done, you idiot. Also, I am worried about, most especially, my 2-month-old.
Damn it, woman. Seriously?
Yeah, that is.
Why do you have to learn?
So irresponsible.
Yeah, why do you have to learn this way? Why don't you just accept the facts as presented by science that are tested? And this is why the numbers are spiking, because these people refuse to accept reality.
Yep. But on good news, Colin Kaepernick apparently reportedly has multiple NFL teams that are interested in signing him.
Suddenly everyone realized what a shitbag they were, and there's Good for him.
Maybe blackballing the guy that's on the right side of history won't make us look good.
Yeah.
I mean, you've already fucked it, but whatever.
That whole standing with Trump aged pretty quickly, didn't it?
Yeah.
NFL owners. There's a whole other word that needs to be reconsidered.
Yeah, Trump is not going to be president forever. Black people are still going to be there. Just saying. Anyway, this was just a mood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wake me up when the Tories are fucked off.
Okay, Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah. Anyway, this is the Godless Eye one has amused me. They've been just replying to Donald Trump tweets with just generic insults, really. Just, you're a sad, pathetic, tiny man. You are trash. No one loves you. No one respects you. No one likes you. So on as about 20 times I could have put them all in, but
you stopped after 5.
Yeah, that'll do. That gives you the general impression of the thing. It's been very amusing.
I just want to say thanks for that effort of balancing out that ridiculous bot skewed ratio Trump always gets, on Twitter. He finally did get ratioed. That one time.
Did he?
Yeah,
What?
it was his comment about sort of defending the elderly man or calling the elderly man an Antifa guy.
Yeah.
It was the one time I actually saw Trump get ratioed.
Okay. Well,
Otherwise,
he
his
should be,
bots keep him up.
banned.
Yeah.
Indeed, yeah. The Dixie Chicks, known communists from the early 2000s, have dropped Dixie from their name and will now just be known as the Chicks. So,
yep. This is exactly like when I talk about the way that white supremacy blinds white people to these kinds of things by dismissing them as heritage, not hate, and all that other stuff. Like it's only through the, like their awareness of the actual wider implications of the word Dixie outside of their bubble.
Yeah.
Is a result of the conversations and the protests and the activism of people now. And yeah, even though it's kind of started out with issues of police brutality, it's certainly become a cultural moment that we are still in the midst of. And again, I haven't really seen this sort of moment of societal reckoning. And of course, it's in some quarters more than others. Than the last time was with Me Too, but this is actually far more profound and it needed it. This is long overdue. I'm not saying that sexual harassment in the workplace is ever acceptable, but we've kind of had some legal systems and made some progress on that. And there's a lot of places where white supremacy has just held America back. And so we're kind of really doing a rapid reset of where we need to be for the 21st century, not the 19th century.
Yeah. So.
And it's good to see white people stepping up and taking the lead, and just being role models. Like, this is how you be a good American. As a, so, yeah.
Okay, but to completely contradict that last point, some white Americans, 18 family members test positive for COVID-19 after surprise birthday party.
Okay, white people are dumb as fuck. Yeah, I can't.
And Steve Shives, who's one of the not dumb white people, says, can they give the Darwin Award to an entire country?
Before, that was never conceived of as a category until the Trump presidency.
Yeah. And I kind of feel like Britain needs to be involved in that conversation. Like, I think America takes the title, but we need to be like, I think we run a decent second.
Oh my God, you guys are fucking up left and right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, in terms of like OECD countries. But I mean, this is sort of like I get I don't have the emotional. So the 18 people who have sick and are COVID, I know that, on a basic principle of human compassion, I should feel bad that they have been exposed to this disease. But I'm just like, I'm so emotionally empty from caring about people who got it because they didn't, because they were exposed because of people like them.
Yeah. Anyway, cute cat. Also, I wonder what this country would be like if there was a cat in the White House.
Yeah, no pets. I think it's the first time in a long time there's been no White House pet.
Well, yeah, and also no love.
Oh, yeah, that's just a complete dysfunction in that place now. That's all fucking Game of Thrones.
An oldie but a goodie. Some white folks would vote against air if they heard black folks were getting it for free. Yeah. Again, the grift is strong on the right. Peter. Anyway, students for Trump co-founder pleads guilty to $46,000 fraud scheme.
Unbelievable. I mean, we've talked about this story before. In the lead up to it, right?
Apples don't fall far from the political tree.
Yes. Yeah. It's all a bunch of it's con people all the way down, con artists all the way down, like turtles all the way down.
Indeed. This is interesting.
Oh yeah.
The governor of Texas, Abbott, saying, "Oh, we're going to open." Then on the 27th, so that's the 13th, 27th, we're going to open. May the 18th, we're going to open. 25th. Abbott pauses further reopening in Texas to respond to record COVID cases.
Yep.
To which Molly, I think quite rightly, points out, what if denial is not a suitable coronavirus containment strategy?
Yeah. No, Abbott was just he was so annoying. First, he opened up all the businesses, even though he had met the federal recommended guidelines for what you need to do before you start opening businesses. And then cases started to go up. And he said, we're not going to close the business. The problem is all these young people. Young people are going out and getting COVID.
Like, young people are going out. Okay.
Yeah, and he tried to blame it on like people under the age of 40 or something. And then it was just like, it's just been spreading because it's highly contagious, which we've been saying since, March. Yeah. So, and now he's had to shut everything down again.
Yeah. Again, I think this could be true. My prediction for July 2020, see people.
Wow, that is a very deep historical reference there. It's only because I watched the Kings and Generals channel that I know about the sea people.
The sea people. Yeah.
You want to explain who they were?
Well, we don't know a lot, but we know that they were
Who they destroy?
Oh, some ancient fucking Turkic people.
Oh, a bunch of civilizations actually got wiped out by the sea peoples.
Yeah, they were kind of a roving band of kind of pirate gypsies, I suppose you could say, or pirate travelers, I suppose would be the correct word.
I actually did hear. Oh, you finish.
No, go on.
I did hear a plausible theory as to the sea peoples.
Well, no.
So the civilizations in question were, I think, mostly in Egypt, because I remember them mentioning the Nile, and the Assyrians, and maybe the Hittites. Yeah. And they had very advanced societies to the point where they had specializations. So they had people in the court who were experts on like how many plots of land had to be cultivated every year in order to feed everyone, and they had a grain system, and they had a money system and a trade system that was international, because each civilization had its own parts in order to make bronze, and they kind of had to work all together to actually get bronze weapons. But they started to, because they had a lot of food, they had a huge population increase in sort of the Africa area. And as a consequence, they started to have starvation issues. And the starvation issues were most pronounced sort of like outside they stopped doing stuff outside the empire, like where they were in Europe, where they had lands. There's some thought that the problem kind of arose from the breakdown and people didn't have what they needed. So they came across from Europe down across the Mediterranean, sort of looking for food. At the same time, these civilizations were also struggling for food, and everything just kind of broke down, and they just had a collapse because the people who ran everything all died off, and the people who didn't run everything didn't know what to do.
Yeah. No, but that's perfectly plausible.
Yeah. I think that's mostly the theory, if I remember it correctly.
Anyway, do you remember the Bubba Wallace?
Yeah, I heard
NASCAR
the story, and then the FBI finding, and then I saw this picture, and I was like, that's not a fucking... Yeah.
That's not a door pull.
No,
that's not a garage door pull. That's a noose.
I mean, even if you thought that was a really solid door pull, the fact that that it's completely understandable why someone who's black or their crew would think that was a noose, because it's a fucking noose.
Well, not just that, but the reporting here, NASCAR themselves inspected 1,684 garage stalls at all 29 tracks in which they race. They found only 11 garages that had pull-down rope tie in a knot, and only one noose, the one in Bubba Wallace's garage.
Yeah. So what the FBI found was that noose was actually in pictures that were taken when he wasn't in that garage, and then someone else cleared out, and he was put in that garage. And so they were saying, oh, it was a fake. Like, it wasn't a fake. It wasn't even Wallace that made the report. It was like somebody on NASCAR, and they took it up the chain of command. But they're trying to make it basically another Jesse Smollett issue. Yeah. And as far as I'm concerned, it's not even important to me. Like, the noose issue is completely separate from how NASCAR reacted. How people reacted when they before anything was looked into, and they just kind of read it as face value. That actually is the important part of the story. It's how people rallied around him, and the statement that they were willing to make about racism in their sport. That's the real takeaway here.
Well, and the fact that NASCAR inspected all the garage stalls.
Yeah.
They didn't necessarily need to do, but it was good. Anyway, this is the right wing engaging in cancel culture, it would appear. Carly Fiorina, you may remember, ran for Republican nominee for president in 2016, who will be voting for Joe Biden.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Really. Donald Trump has already come out and said he doesn't care, which means he obviously really fucking cares.
Because he commented.
Anyway, but I just thought Stephen Crowder's was quite funny. Carly Fiorina, your destruction of Katie Couric alone made me a fan. I supported you in the 2016 primary. I hosted you on the show. You came to my wedding.
You were at my wedding, Denise.
Yeah. I hosted you on the show. I was wrong. You are now dead to me.
Cancel culture. Cancel culture.
Oh, Stephen, can you inject your tears directly into my bloodstream,
He's
please?
deplatforming Carly Fiorina. He's deplatforming her and canceling her. Exactly. What is this crazy cancel culture?
Exactly. Anyway, and Mamu says, someone get this man some gravity. He thinks he matters. Oi-oh. Anyway, that's more Peter Coffin being a twat. But that's Vadim. Actually, we haven't really got the time, but Vadim put together a really good. Actually, I'll retweet that for people who want that to be around. Put together a good thread of stuff, including clips of Milo Yiannopoulos clearly engaging in cancel culture by the descriptions that they give of cancel culture, which is pretty vague, but whatever. Especially one where he sat next to Carl Benjamin, Sargon of Akkad, and Carl doesn't reproach him at all, even though freedoms of the speech is. Anyway, so go and check that out. Informative. Fluffy cat. Moving on.
Oh, cutie fluffy cat.
This was quite nice. This was quite nice because this actually was a genuine piss take. Vadim's earlier was just sort of mocking it, like just being silly or whatever.
Yeah.
But this was actually a genuinely good takedown of Dankula's act. Someone says, "Careful, he'll block you, and then you won't get his intellectual content." Like, quote, "Oi, I recite the wee 14 words to my goldfish and to correct."
To me, goldfish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Goldfish.
Well, I'm not doing the full Scottish accent.
Okay, yeah.
Silly. And blocked for that.
Of course.
Because
cancel culture. Cancel culture.
That's like revealing the magician's secrets. You can't do that to Dankula, please. This was just nice. It would be nice if humans did not shout so much. I am a bear. I don't know if those two things are linked, but
they're in that sentence. Well, at least they follow. One follows the other.
Yeah. Judge tosses out the Trump family's attempt to block publication of Mary Trump's tell-all book. So
imagine taking your family to court so that they don't tell their version of the truth about you.
Oh, look at those little kittens. Oh.
They're so sweet.
And there they are as adults.
Oh, they grew up pretty.
Yeah. And that's me done.
Oh, okay.
So I ended on cats. Okay.
That's fine. You can end on cats. That's a safe place to end. Ooh, move in the chat. And they're all going to be motion sickness. Flint always complains when I move them.
Fuck you, Flint.
All right, let me see. Screen share. Not that screen, this screen. Ba-dum-ba-da-da-da. Yeah, you can see everything.
It would help if I clicked onto your screen, wouldn't it?
Probably.
Ted Theodore Cruisington III.
Yeah. You know that people are trying to, the new Gab 2020 is Parler.
Yes, lots of fash going on there.
Yeah, they always try this, and then it just ends up being a bunch of assholes, and they eventually attract white supremacists that eventually get the site shut down.
Yeah, exactly, Ted Cruz, yeah.
Yes, yeah. So just to say, isn't Parler basically white supremacist Twitter? Yep. Oh, yeah, this. Someone's taking the piss out of Glenn Greenwald, because he was in The Intercept. A conservative libertarian named Glenn Greenwald, has thoughts about how the whites on the far left and far right should all work together to overthrow the Democrats. Somehow this guy's a hero on the far left. Yeah,
it's actually really interesting. A guy we don't say a lot of positive things about on this channel for obvious reasons, but Vosh has been very good on that the last couple of weeks, taking on the kind of right-wing entryism bullshit on the left. So just credit where it's due.
By using phrases like based, maybe.
Almost certainly, but you know what I mean. Like in terms of
No, I would rather have him do that.
Yeah.
I would rather have him take on the far right's racism and all of their other stuff, and not just say, "Hey, M for A," and then we'll fix the rest of this stuff after. Yeah. I had the same story you did.
Yeah.
And I had the same story you did. Oh yeah, there's this thing here by Flint. It looks like a thread though, so I'll just retweet this, and you guys can check it out. It's about Ben Shapiro on Facebook.
Yes, dirty Nazi influence. Yeah. Are you going to ignore my penis?
Always. I mean, I'm just so used to it, Kevin. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect me to always react the same. I saw it, I noted it, but, you seem to be having fun with your penis, so I didn't want to interrupt.
What's Tane? W? What?
I don't know.
You You people are confusing.
Taint?
I don't.
I think maybe was what they were going for.
But it's just Tane.
Well,
and
no.
someone put W.
Yeah, that was because Moo messed it up for them.
Well, yeah, but they still haven't put the T.
Hurry up and
I
put
need
the
I need closure on my taint.
All right. This is ridiculous. Hey, remember the last show when we had that Karen who was sat in, if I remember correctly, she was wearing Confederate things on the back of a bunch of a truck draped with Confederate flags, holding a Confederate flag saying, "I will teach my grandchildren to hate you."
I do remember her. Yeah, she was delightful.
Well, she's basically come out saying that KKK Karen, the woman who was screaming that she was going to teach her children to hate black people, now claims she was really chanting Black Lives Matter and that someone handed her a Confederate flag.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. No. Whoa. No, we saw that clip.
Uh-huh.
No, you weren't.
Oh, no. I quote tweet her here. She says, this is actually from the article, she was handed a Confederate flag. She told KOLR10 she assumed it was a symbol of unity. I hadn't said anything until they came into my face. It's like I blacked out. I don't even remember.
They came into her face. Good Lord.
I don't even remember saying half the stuff that I said.
So
Karen,
how do you know you were chanting Black Lives Matter if you can't remember then?
Yeah, just lies.
Checkmate, racist.
Her name is Kathy.
That's...
Yeah, her name is Kathy Jenkins. She got her ass fired.
Good.
I have to have my VPN. That's why I did this, because it's blocking me and I don't have my VPN.
Yeah, I mean, good. She got fired. Fuck her.
Yeah.
Racists need to know you can't just do shit like this and get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Look, again, anyone who says it's free speech, no, you can say what you like.
There are consequences.
But companies and people, including your own family, Deanna, might not necessarily want to associate with you anymore.
Sorry, I'm laughing because Harvest just did a skeet in the chat, and I haven't heard skeet in ages.
Skeet, motherfucker! Oh, skeet, goddamn!
Oh yeah, this update: dozens of Secret Service agents will be quarantined after Trump's Tulsa rally. He is the virus.
That's a positive use of taxpayer money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just spread that all through the Secret Service agents. That's going to be good for your security, Trump.
Yeah.
What else do I have here? Oh, yeah. That Peter Coffin and Albert Skeptic both depict themselves as Joaquin Phoenix's Joker tells you everything you need to know about YouTube politics these days. And then I did my little pick here. Who wore it better? Greg, Peter. I can't tell them apart. Trick question, it's the same person. You want to pick?
Who wore it better? Oh, God. I think Peter's put more effort in. Although Greg's got the green hair.
He does have the greener hair.
Yeah, okay, yeah, for the green hair. Because Peter's made no effort.
It's got blue hair, maybe. Bluish. It's kind of like same kind of teal.
He's got silver hair. That's just his natural hair.
I thought he'd colored it to be teal.
Oh, maybe it has. I don't know. But he's definitely got like a silvery hair thing going on.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. But yeah, I'll give it to Greg there, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
By the way, Greg, if you're on the market, give me a ring. Me and Piers will sort you out.
Moving on. Yeah, this is great. NASA names headquarters for Mary Johnson, one of its hidden figures. If you guys remember the film from...
Oh, yeah, the black ladies.
Mm-hmm. The women who actually did the math.
The black space ladies, yes.
Yeah, mathematicians, yes, who were responsible for the life and death
space people
calculations that brought America international and historical success in going to the moon. First rule of kitten.
Well, yeah. Kristi,
yeah,
we all know no one went to the moon.
Oh yeah. Sorry, it was The Shining was who directed? Was it Coppola who directed The Shining? No, who was it?
No, it was. You're on about Stanley Kubrick.
Kubrick, right. Sorry, yeah. All those old sort of 70s directors blend.
Which we know it definitely wasn't him because he was literally filming another film at the time.
What?
So he couldn't have been him. He was already filming 2001: A Space Odyssey.
So he couldn't have.
He couldn't have been doing it. No.
Doing what?
Faking the filming of the moon landing.
But he did it while he was filming 2001. That's the whole thing. And then in The Shining, he did some stuff to prove. No, it's just some ridiculous nonsense I saw on Amazon, which was I couldn't even believe it. Anyway,
I still love Steve Shives' line about when Buzz Aldrin punched the moon landing denier when he came up and said, "Swear on this Bible you went to the moon," and the rest of them all got like restraining orders. Buzz Aldrin just punched him in the face, which is nice. But I like Steve Shives' line about that.
Astronaut.
He said the only way that he could have been better is if he caved his head in with a piece of moon rock. I mean, the irony would have been delicious.
Yes, it would. Yes, to have the moon rock right there.
I presume he doesn't carry bits of the moon around with it. Well, in a spiritual sense, he does, but maybe not literally.
Yes. The first rule of Kitten Fight Club is, oh my gosh, cuteness. Here we go.
Sneak it. That one's not even bothered.
Yeah.
That one's just like...
The one over here is definitely working on its like a certain move to do a hug grab sort of around the neck. There he goes again.
Yeah, practice.
Also, I think the first rule of Kitten Fight Club is you don't interrupt another fight where it's going, which is exactly what this kitten is about to do. Oh, the tail is so tempting.
The second rule of Kitten Fight Club is don't talk about Kitten Fight Club.
Yes.
It's ironic.
I think this is actually a really good point when people talk... Sorry, I'm going to move on from cute Kitten Fight Club now. In 2016, I think this is actually a good assessment. Clinton was treated like almost like the incumbent. And the referendum was really on her, whereas Trump kind of was seen as an outlier and not really... He just also took up a lot of oxygen for being entertaining, but he didn't get the sort of... He got the criticism, but his voters didn't care. But now he's the incumbent. And so it's his job, his performance.
Well, exactly, because you can't... he shouldn't have been able to get away with the canard of running as an outsider when you were a multi-billionaire, who had literally the other person on the ballot paper went to one of your weddings. Like, you're not an outsider, clearly. Mm-hmm. But even so, it's doubly impossible now for him to do that because you're literally the president. You're not the outsider. You're literally the executive branch of the United States federal government. Yeah,
the idea is you're supposed to run on your record, but you don't have one.
But Trump can't. No. It's like saying... Ooh.
Yeah, sorry, I just stopped video, otherwise it was just going to run in the bottom, so...
Okay, well, yes. Anyway.
Adam Serwer says, conservatives have invented a fan fiction, First Amendment, that not only restricts the free speech rights of private individuals, but specifically protects conservative speech more than any other kinds of speech.
Yeah, that's precisely what it is. Some people would describe it as kind of fascism.
Yep. Can you get closer to your mic again? Because you...
Some people would call it kind of fascism.
I didn't ask you to shout. Just get closer to your mic. If you're going to shout, do it from far away.
I have two settings, Kristi. I'm either very near shouting or whispering from a mile away.
Okay, well, you kind of mix up which direction the mic is, or the distance the mic is from your mouth. Yay! Godless Iwan shows up, also making an appearance in my bookmarks. Trump is spending money running ads in Texas.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yes, if you're
the
running...
campaign's dead.
Yes. Yeah. That would be like if Joe Biden had to spend money in California or New York State.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't have to spend money there. But,
yeah. There's a lot. I think there are a lot of southern states that shouldn't be in play that are in play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, probably most of them won't go Biden, but the fact that they're in play tells you a much broader story.
Exactly. It's Trump is having to defend more territory, and Biden gets to not have to defend his.
Which is good, because Biden needs to stay the fuck away from the campaign as much as possible.
Absolutely, yeah. Just like someone was like, oh, Joe Biden is running this terrible campaign. And someone wrote an article saying, maybe Joe Biden isn't running a terrible campaign. And I commented, well, he is up by double digits, so maybe they have an argument. We still act like he's running 6 points behind, which is good. That's fine. And the polls will tighten as we get toward October. This always happens. There will be some tightening of the race. But Joe Biden's lead has been a pretty solid 6 or 7 points. And with the coronavirus cases actually spiking, now when they should be going down, and more people, another 1 million and point something, have filed for unemployment, this stuff isn't going to get turned around in 4 months, you know?
No. But I suppose it doesn't matter if it gets turned around. Can he make it seem like it's turning around?
I mean, honestly, they're cutting back testing in Texas. He's ending Cornyn and Trump. Cruz are both asking Trump to not end federal support for COVID testing in Texas on the 30th of the month.
Yeah. Yeah, if I would, well, I mean, not Joe Biden, but I think Joe Biden could do very well to choose a Texan as his running mate person.
Is there a woman of color who's from Texas you had in mind?
I don't know. No, well, I'm not saying that it would be ideal from like the perspective of there being a woman of color, which would be ideal. But I'm saying from a purely mathematical point of view, because I think Texas, like you say, it's in play as previously discussed. He's advertising there, and with the COVID situation clearly getting out of control, I think strike while the iron is hot, yes, so to speak. You know?
If there are women on the Democratic side who are from Texas that meet that criteria, then there might be a case there. I just am not aware of any. Or at least
just choose a Southerner and just let them do the South and just keep Biden away from the South.
Yeah, I think Val Demings is in the South. She's like from Georgia, right? Or one of the southern states?
It's Cuba.
not that far south. Anyway, I don't know everybody's state. I don't have all the members of Congresses and their locations memorized, but
well, we know who is definitely going to be the Oklahoma 4th district or 5th district or whatever.
That is signed, sealed, and delivered.
Shelley Branson for the win, or Brandon, whatever the fuck her name is. I don't know. You don't need to know her name. All you need to know is that she was possibly a pastor at a Photoshop church.
Yes, yes. That's all you really need to know to vote her into office. So one of the reasons I am fascinated by elections is I think I am interested in political campaign ads and positive ads, negative ads, bio ads. It's in some ways it kind of mixes both my YouTube interests and my political interests, or maybe kind of YouTube is an outgrowth of that. I don't want to play all of this ad, but I just want to kind of note it because, again, go ahead.
I was just going to say, someone in the chat isn't Beyonce from Texas. Can we not? I think we've seen that maybe choosing just a celebrity doesn't work out well.
Is it Texas or Alabama?
Again, you're slightly missing the point. I'm just saying she's like famous enough that she could get that sort of position, although I don't think Joe Biden would pick her. But just no. Can we have I mean, I'm not saying that Beyonce doesn't have the skills necessary to learn how to be a politician, but she isn't a politician.
Maybe they just thought that they were from Texas. It wasn't about the Biden thing at all. They didn't say Biden. They just said, isn't Beyonce from Texas? So maybe it was just a geography question.
Well, yes. But I mean, clearly the connection being that we were saying, is there a black woman from Texas who could be the vice president? Or on the ticket, you know.
Well, I said woman of color, but yeah, I see where you're going with that.
Well, okay, you know what I mean. Look,
like I said, I see where you're going with that.
Go to bed.
All right. So, we talked about the Lincoln Project and how the Lincoln Project was getting under Trump's skin, and they kind of play a role that Biden can't, and nobody in the Hillary campaign, there was no space for that. There was no
Is this the Lincoln Project? Is that the collection of Lincoln's sick rhymes?
Yeah. It's like a mixtape.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But they had
absolutely slamming General Lee. Those rap battles were epic. Yeah.
So this ad, and again, I'm not going to put the sound on, but what was really fascinating to me about this ad is that all campaigns are about differences. You don't run on a campaign of how you are just like your opponent. It's always about differences. And so one of the things that you do in your campaign is you sort of make people choose between red and blue. And you're like, we're the better party. Yeah. This ad is so different because it actually puts up Reagan, then Clinton, then Bush, then Obama, him singing Amazing Grace. And it contrasts all four of those presidents against Donald Trump. Statesman versus Trump. And I just thought I've never seen that in a political ad before. I've never seen a political ad that actually has both Democrats and Republicans against one guy.
There are a significant number of people who, we just discussed with Carly Fiorina, regardless of their political persuasion, I think in themselves, this guy's not fit.
Mm-hmm.
He's just not fit to be president.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could have and did tell you 5 fucking years ago, and he did even longer than that, back when he was officially a birther, that he wasn't fit for the office. But I think now, having been given the shot, people are like, oh, let's not.
Mm-hmm. Well, my comment on this was this ad will actually play really well with people who are like, I am not a party person. I vote for the best candidate.
Yeah.
Because it rises above partisanship.
And ultimately, those people are the ones that win elections.
Mm-hmm.
The people who are dead set, like as discussed, if you're in California or New York or any of those kind of really hardcore states, your vote is basically irrelevant. It's the people who are swing voters in Ohio and Broward fucking County, Florida.
Yep. In the panhandle of Florida, we'll have if you get the regular turnouts with Dems. Yeah. So this ad is interesting just because I've never seen a political ad that was about unity across different parties. It just really stood out to me.
Well, because I mean, there's odd coalitions in many respects. David Fromm. I would never ever retweet David Fromm.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
There are certain times where you think to yourself, that's actually just a cool thing to say.
Yeah, just read it.
I despise everything else about your political persuasion. But the fact that you can see through Trump, awesome, good.
Yeah. Yeah, there are times I just someone else will retweet it and I'll read the tweet and I go, I can't retweet that, but I'm enjoying that point.
Yeah, exactly. Because the thing is, I don't want to support people like that because he's going to be like, oh, let's bomb Iran.
Yeah, he'll just
next tweet or something.
Yeah, the whole point, it's a temporary. It's not. I don't think. I think it's completely wrong to say the enemy of my enemy is my friend. They're not your friend. You don't trust them. You don't like them. You have a common purpose. So the enemy of my enemy is my ally, and we're allies until our enemy is defeated, and then we're probably going to fight again. So it's just about coming together against a bigger threat. But then as soon as all that goes away, if Trump went away in January, I'm going to be arguing with David Fromm 100% of the time again. Yeah. But I'd want to get to that point where I can actually not have to worry about Trump. That's the thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, back before he died, there were several points at which I was thinking to myself, John McCain Donald Trump is such a shithead that I don't think he knows the ramifications of his foreign policy, but it got to the point where I was thinking about a couple of occasions where John McCain would tweet out condemnation of Trump's foreign policy, and I was thinking to myself, good point about foreign policy, John McCain.
Yeah.
And that made me feel, frankly, fucking dirty.
Yeah, but of course, like I said, sometimes 2 + 2 = 4. You just can't. Sometimes it doesn't matter about the person. It's about the fact that they're discussing.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Hitler was right about toothbrush mustaches. Glorious. Let's not take it away from him.
Okay. All right.
Was that spicy enough? I think that was spicy enough.
So moving on, can we do a little callback to MythCon here? Because I want to give you a preview. I told you I wrote up a little script here.
Okay.
Using actual words from both panelists.
Oh,
all right.
For God's sake.
I'll do Peter. I'll do Peter's part, and then you do Milo's part.
Yeah. Haruka, yeah, absolutely fuck John McCain, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That
was basically the point I was making, that the fact that I had to agree with John McCain made me feel a little bit sick.
Yeah. I mean, the fact shit people don't have 100% shit opinions. So they can have opinions that are coincide with yours. That doesn't make them kind of less of a shit person on all the other stuff. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna do Peter's part. All right. I'll scroll up farther for your lines, but I don't want you to read ahead. So here we go. Through repeated consumption of a curated, abridged version of an experience, people can be led to believe that if one fulfills a certain specification, they will be rewarded in kind. This win conditioning helps form identity. Yes,
you've nailed it. You've nailed the absolute gibberish.
Oh, I quoted him. I actually found this online. This is a direct quote from his book.
Oh, God.
This is a direct quote from his book.
Oh, I thought you were satirizing him.
No.
I genuinely thought you were trying to come up with the most pretentious series of words to satirize, but that's actually from his book. Brilliant.
I said quotes from both parties involved.
Well, they're both full quote. Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, I've just put there. Right, so here's your line as Milo.
Fat and ugly, 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 fat. Okay.
That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, basically. Peter does agree. I'm reading ahead of you again. Peter does agree that Gamergate was,
Yeah.
they had good reasons. White male rage is awesome.
Yeah, hey, Peter's gonna be like, hey, right-wing guys, join me in the left wing and we'll all go take over the Democratic National Committee.
Yeah.
That'll be a great option.
Well, I mean, you can literally take over the hall because it'll be empty.
Yeah, they can rent that out now if they want.
Yeah.
What's this? Peter Coffin debating Milo. Gamergate was justified. Yes. Silence. Hillary Clinton should be in prison. Yes. I don't even remember bookmarking that one.
Climate doomer. Well done.
Okay.
A Menshevik. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. As Brooklyn Dad Defiant says, "Oh my God, Christmas in June." New York City will paint Black Lives Matter on the street in front of Trump Tower.
Oh yeah, because Trump tweeted about this because he was totally not mad about it. Like, motherfucker, you're never even there.
Yes,
I mean,
he lives in Florida now.
Yeah. So, well, soon he'll be living, hopefully, in a penitentiary.
Yes.
But we'll see.
All right, Trump on the airways in Texas. Oh yeah, Joe Biden opening up Leeds in Michigan +11, in Wisconsin +11, in Pennsylvania, his home state, +10, in North Carolina +9, Arizona +7, Florida +6.
That's significant.
And this is why Trump is just melting down about mail-in voting this week.
Yeah, which he does. Yeah.
I don't know if you saw this. I thought this was good and worth noting. Jenny Slate announces she will no longer voice Missy on the Big Mouth. Quote, I reasoned with myself that it was permissible for me to play Missy because her mom is Jewish and white, as am I. But Missy is also black, and black characters should be played by black people.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I don't watch the show.
Yeah.
I literally don't know who this person is, but okay, that's righteous.
I mean, there's a lot of white actors who, as we know, they take up parts, and then so.
I've heard that Scarlett Johansson's up for the role.
Thinking.
That's
I
a
see what
lovely
you
old
did there.
joke there. Yeah. That's a deep cut from 2016. Well done.
Another racist Karen, Fort Wayne, Indiana nurse Kristi Ann Wilker has lost her job at Lutheran Hospital after posting this video railing against black people and claiming George Floyd died because he was on drugs.
Kristi, what a common
Kristi
name.
Ann.
Oh.
Kristi Ann.
White trash.
He was on. Fuck you, Kev. You were the most white trash British name ever, Kev. Well, that and Keith. Keith and Kev.
I'm Kevin Frank Logan, yeah. Francis, you know what I mean.
All right, so this is kind of a person. Yeah.
I love that got under your skin.
This is sort of annoying to me because I actually know Eric Kaufman. I mean, he's not a good friend of mine, but I was at Birkbeck doing my postdoc when Eric Kaufman was there, and I only interacted with him a couple times, like at functions and things, so I don't really know him well. But he has now become one of these assholes who posts on Quillette. Sorry.
God.
Yes. So he did this absolutely bullshit because he's not a maths person. He's more like he was doing foreign policy kind of stuff. But anyway, another one of my colleagues, Rob Ford, not the Rob Ford from Canada, not the Toronto Rob Ford, but he basically completely just dissects Kaufman and says the sample Kaufman presents as representative of liberal opinion in his latest Quillette diatribe is nothing of the sort. That's heavy. Like, that's academics throwing down. You call someone's writing a diatribe, that's fighting words. So I know it's not really much for YouTube, but I was like, ooh. His diatribe is nothing of the sort. The items he presents as demonstrating evidence of liberal support for a cultural revolution are also nothing of the sort. And it basically kind of goes down to say, look, this guy did a shitty study with bad sampling, really skewed questions, and then he tried to make broad claims based on what he found with these crappy measures.
He's dissing his source work.
Yes. And I had to retweet it. I'm going to retweet it again because, he said, here are the items he finds majority support for among his unrepresentative sample of self-identified liberals. Rebalancing arts in museum to better reflect national demography, public consultation of a new national anthem better reflecting diversity, rewilding parks. and going on.
Oh no, he said he's an intellectual dusty hoe. Oh.
So
Anyway.
So anyway, it was really quite entertaining. So for those of you who like that kind of thing,
fucking nerds.
I'll do it again. There we go. So Rob 40. Also, he studies far right parties, especially in the UK. So he knows his shit. And sorry, Eric, if you ever hear this, you don't. If I see him at EPOP now, he's totally going to throw down with me. Okay. We go to the same conferences. I haven't seen him since he started this crap. The last time I saw him, I was living in the UK. But he's really gone, like, far right since then. Anyway, hey, remember when I was talking about the freaking app that we have in Germany and that Boris Johnson was going to waste money with Apple and Google to get something for way more? Kind of like his paint job?
We're having already pissed away millions on the failed experiment of their own one, yeah.
Yes. And so why not pay someone else to do the same work again?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Keir Starmer just owned him? Fucking owned him? Have you seen this?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
I watch Prime Minister's Christian Times.
Oh, okay. So you saw this live. All right.
Yeah.
So I just want to enjoy this.
Mr. Speaker, I wonder whether the right honourable gentleman can name a single country in the world that has a functional contact tracing app.
Germany. App working 15th June. 12 million downloads. 12 million downloads.
Yes. You whiff waff. You fucking
He's
whiff
just this slack-jawed fucking simpleton.
Yeah.
Is the Prime Minister.
Jay Poffer says, so Peter Coffin is really trying to be Joe Rogan, I see, but somehow he's even shittier and more pathetic.
Yeah. Because at least Joe Rogan, I mean, I think Joe Rogan knows he's stupid but doesn't care.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Peter Coffin
he doesn't
thinks
aim
he's
for
really
more.
intelligent.
Yes.
With his stupid... I mean, literally, I thought the thing you put there was you taking the piss out of him, and that was actually something he wrote. Amazing.
I'm glad I punked you like that.
Yeah, that's, I mean, bravo, yeah. That's amazing stuff. But just goes to show you how far he's disappeared up his own fucking anus.
Yeah. Frybird, writes, Yiannopoulos is a self-styled provocateur with no conviction other than trolling, has in the past outed and doxed a non-public transgender person at their university for funsies, defended sexual assault, and grifted his followers with a fake scholarship thing. What are you doing?
He wants to get in on that money.
Grift. Grift. Oh, I guess I did see this. Yeah, massive difference. But yes, I'm not setting out to moralize. We already saw that one. Confronted, got that twice. Oh, what did you ask me to bookmark here?
Oh, is this the person swearing at the dog? Yes.
Okay, I haven't watched this. I saved it.
Oh, well, you have to go back because otherwise it doesn't make any sense. The sign says, "My golden lab loves Trump." Or, "My golden dog loves Trump," something like that.
Okay.
The dog would be happy for the attention. Doesn't get the full context.
No, the dog is like, oh, person. That's it.
Yeah, that was just funny. I love the idea of swearing at the dog.
Yeah, it looks like the German cabinet has done whatever they needed to do to come to an agreement. They're going to be ending the sale of single-use plastic straws, cotton buds, those are Q-tips for those of you in America, and food containers from July of 2021. So just a bit of good news. Every little bit helps, you know?
Cultural Marxisms.
Yes. It's, you know, the CDU is such a cultural Marxist party. They're the fucking conservative party. I mean, for Germany. They're like guys, yeah. So, no COVID spike from the protests that scientists have been able to find. Like the outbreaks seem to be more tied to business openings than cities where there were BLM protests. So, oh my God. Yes, Devin Nunes is still taking the L. He's still taking the fucking L.
Oh, God. Give it up.
A judge ruled that he has no right to sue Twitter over statements made. Oh no, this is from how many days ago? What is today? The 26th? Oh, maybe this is too old. Maybe I've gone back my tweets.
No, that's only yesterday, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
24th?
it's a day forward here today. It's after midnight here. So yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he wants to sue Twitter over the statements made by the internet cow. Now that they won't give him the information for who the cow was. He's such a loser.
God. You want to sue? And also, let's not bury the pun there. It's time for Devon Nunes to move on.
Yes.
I hope they didn't come with that on the hoof.
Hey, do you remember the movie Scream?
I do.
You know the guy who played the buddy of the boyfriend of the main character? The tall,
Dave.
skinny guy? Yeah, maybe Doug, actually. But yeah, the tall, skinny guy. He was also Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo.
Yes. Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
This tweet was about him, and it made me laugh out loud. Someone writes, there will be many movies about the Trump regime. Matthew Lillard is better get one of them. And he said, this is the meanest thing the internet has ever said to anyone, ever. And I'm available.
Oh, look at the existential. He's like a rabbit that's about to die, Trump there. Jesus Christ. Look at this bleakness of the soul there.
Mm-hmm. That's him coming off of
God.
Air Force One after his failed rally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, can he just fuck off already?
Oh, this is amazing. Really. These kids, they made a scene-for-scene replica of the Chris Hemsworth movie, whatever it's called. I mean, I can't put the sound on because obviously, but check this out. These kids are amazing. They do the fight scenes.
Oh, bless them.
The stunts. They do the intense emotional dialogue.
Is that a wig?
Yes.
Oh, bless him.
They show a puddle.
Yeah, that was just a puddle. Oh.
There's some really cute interpretations that they have to do here.
Yeah.
A wheelbarrow instead of a car because they can't drive.
Oh.
And then here he is rescuing the victim. Is that a Star Wars gun?
No idea.
And I love this cardboard where they've got it drawn out because they don't have the ability to do the credits. Instead of in a car, he's in a he's in a grill.
Oh,
the Legos. I don't know if you mentioned. I will have to stop this. But one of my favorite scenes, I was waiting for it, was their helicopter scene.
I missed that. Oh, that's beautiful.
I really hats off to those kids. Oh yes, Twitter bans the pro-Trump meme maker Carpe Dunkum.
Carpe Dunctum.
Dunctum, yes.
Yeah.
Copyright violations.
Oh, for copyright. Oh, I thought it would be for hate speech. Okay. Yeah, he's well known in Trump circles, but not really elsewhere. Yeah, it was a memester. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he's been able to parlay that into an actual living though. I don't know if what he gets. Does he have a job outside that? I'm not sure.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Just a nasty racist.
If you're getting cease and desist from people who own intellectual copyright of something that they can afford attorneys to get to send you that, you might not have a lot of money if you keep it up. So
probably, yeah.
But
again, the political apple doesn't fall far from the political tree.
No.
They took Nickelback, their redemption arc with copyright striking his look at this photograph thing.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the cute kitty that's playing with the toy outside the car, and watch what happens to the kitty after a few seconds.
I saw this.
Oh, well, the audience hasn't, so now we have to wait up.
Yeah. I think who tweeted that? Was that the Godless Eye winning it?
It was.
We're just stealing all their fucking content.
We are. They should let them do their show. Yeah. It's all their content.
Kristi and Kevin, Maddie's happy hour.
Okay, well, this definitely isn't from Godless Iowan. Oh yeah.
It's just a dance. Okay.
But do you see? Well, as Chris says, you see something? And maybe if you watch this very closely, you'll see what I'm looking at. Okay, moving on.
What?
That's okay. It's all right. You missed it. Absolutely. It was just a little dance.
What? No, hang on. No, don't. What?
Well, he check out his body under his t-shirt and under his track bottoms.
Cock. Right. Okay. You don't have to be coy.
Oh, I was. Oh yeah, fascism around the corner. I think we know that. Hey, look at this. Yeah. 2/3 of Americans support voting by mail. And the other third is Trump supporters.
But what about voting by female?
I see what you did there. Oh yeah, SJW Spider-Man account was just dragging the quartering. Because
also, yeah, why are you having a go at the SJW Spider-Man? But I don't see you having a go at John Boyega.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You wouldn't either. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not crying. You're crying. This is the most amazing thing. Maybe this would be a good place to end, actually, because we've been going for a while. And I'll actually pull up, because I know that if you want to see the part 2 of this, you can, because there's a little bit more. Basically, as she says, her dad has like profound color blindness. And there are glasses that you can get that help people who are colorblind see color. And he's always wanted them, but they're super expensive. So this Father's Day, she gave him the gift of color, and she filmed his reaction.
Okay.
What is this?
Do you know what they are now?
No, what is
Let
it?
him open it, Mariah.
Reading glasses?
They're the special glasses.
Are you serious?
Yeah. They're the special glasses.
He's wearing cowboy boots.
Yeah. Absolutely overcome.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah, so you want to hear more of his reaction? Everyone was saying, like, what happened then? What happened then? And so this is what happened then.
They ever.
Does it?
I don't even know how to explain it, but like I can see everything. Like blues,
You can see purple now.
purple, greens, yellows, oranges. This is more like an orange, huh?
Yeah, the cedar.
The cedar is more like an orange.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. 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 They ever.
So yeah.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah. Oh, and then she had this. She sent him he sent a picture.
Oh.
I can see. I'm so happy. I can see color. Makes me cry every time I put them on. Thank you, Mariah. Yeah.
Well, she certainly is very caring.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey.
Mariah caring. Yeah. So that was just like, you know what? We can actually like fix stuff and make people's lives better. Oh, and we could end on this.
What's that?
Inside the U.S. government's plans to blow up the moon.
I told you about this, didn't
Yeah,
I?
you did. I think you did.
Yeah.
We talked about this now.
Yeah, in case the Russians put fucking nukes on the moon, they literally discussed and planned blowing up the moon.
Yes. Yeah.
Great,
Bad
thanks,
idea.
guys.
All right. This is another funny one. I screened it. It's okay. It's still in the same emotional energy place. Chris Mason has the worst haircut in Britain. BBC Breakfast. Right?
Yeah.
Chris Mason, you should see it now, mate. So I actually clicked on it.
Fuck off. That's wow. You don't own a comb. The fuck's wrong with you, man? That's ludicrous.
But when he said you should see it now, I took that as an invitation to actually look at his
Yeah,
picture.
fair enough.
It actually is worse.
That's awful. You just, at that point, just shave it off. Go bald. Fucking hell.
Oh, this is a kid. Okay, I'm screening everything now to see if it's positive or negative. Hi, I'm Bella, and my mommy buys me fancy food, but I still try to eat her roommate Allison's scrambled eggs and steal chicken bones out of the garbage.
Yeah. It's
Because
the
kitties.
cat prerogative.
Okay, so I think that seems good. I didn't have any. The big thing was Mythcon and mocking them, and trolling, and not trolling, but dragging Peter for basically helping to revivify the dusty ass corpse of Milo Yiannopoulos and prop it up so that he can try to appeal to some piece of shit people who are just there to make fun of him.
Yeah. It's nothing good will come of it, unfortunately. Like in theoretically, like it'd be great if he like converted loads of people, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm sure, you know, like look at the Thomas Smith situation. That's the audience we're dealing with. So
yeah, exactly. And Milo's crowd arguably probably worse.
Oh,
than
even worse.
Carl's,
People who
so-
would travel to see Milo. Oh my
Oh,
god.
Think about the dregs of humanity that after all of this would think to themselves, Milo's talking. I'll go and see. If he was talking in my kitchen, I wouldn't go and see. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Let alone spend your money to drive, because you won't be able to fly. You have to drive your ass to Milwaukee and hit every possibly COVID-infected gas station and a hotel motel along the way to sit in a room with a bunch of other people shouting, spraying saliva all over each other as they're shouting and chanting and catcalling people from the stage. Not catcalling, but, you know, heckling. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. That sounds like a great time. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, just tragic. Absolutely tragic.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, well, Chris Mason's just there.
He is.
That hairline's just... Oof.
If it helps, we can have this one instead.
Don't know that helps. That doesn't make it better. Anyway.
Could it make it bigger?
Okay. There we go, taint. Good.
Yay!
Full taint.
You got it.
Fantastic.
Before the end. You got it in before the end.
That's what she said.
I was waiting for that. I set you up for that one.
Anyway. Fuck off, everyone. That would have been great if I literally ended it there.
Oh, I thought you were going to. I thought for sure you were going to hit stop. And then I was
No, we're going to do it properly and all that.
Oh, then they'll all be left like, oh, wait, you didn't finish me off. You left me unsatisfied. I wanted my bit. Give me the bit, Kevin. Give me your bit.
I'll give you the tip.
That's all they get anyway.
Anyway. Well, yeah, that's all that's there. What's wrong?
No, I mean the chat. Anyway.
Oh, okay. Thank you to everyone for listening and watching. Thank you to Chris Mason for your hair. Thank you to Matt's Hummels and Hummels. And don't forget to... No, actually, I'm not going to say don't forget to vote for Brandy. No, what's her name? Shelley
Landon.
Landon. There we go.
For Oklahoma.
For Oklahoma. In the... well, she said 5th district. That could be wrong.
Maybe. For Washington, D.C. and Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Yeah, so just see you in that. Bye from me. And say goodbye, Kristi.
Goodbye, Kristi.
She did the elongated bit.
I did it.